It's here! The Fool's Gold Kickstarter! They have PDF copies, they have VTT copies, hardcover books, sexy deluxe books. Ooh, look at this amazing box and the merch. But seriously, don't just take my word for it. Come on, listen to what Sneeze has to say. Very vocal, as always. What do you have to say, Sneeze? Exactly! See? It's amazing! The campaign setting, dreamt up by the insane mind of Felix, has 4 entirely new races, 35 monsters, 8 awesome new subclasses, a massively expansive alchemy system, which allows the brewing of over 1 million potions. Jeez, what the hell, Felix? What are you trying to do to us? Anyway, if you love Sips and his wild magic, don't fret. Wild magic and curse tables are a feature here too, so you too can casually just ruin everything. So, if you want a cool new setting popularized by the charming, crazy, and charismatic Dingo Doodles, a setting where you can ride a mechanical dragon over deadly jungles, casually summon a Tarrasque during some karaoke, and delve ancient ruins to uncover the secrets of gods and monsters, well, what are you waiting for? Back the Kickstarter. Follow the link in the description.
And it brings me a mountainous horde of pleasure to welcome you once again to One Shot Wednesday. Above me I have my hearty crew, the intriguing Karen Schlink, the innovative Rachel Fuka, the infectious Des Johnson, and the industrious Shro. And behind the scenes today we have the indecent Serum 76. And tonight we have a bit of a treat for you cheeky monkeys out there in the internet. We are playing One Shot with some of the Fool's Gold mechanics. What's that, I hear you ask? Well, this One Shot season is sponsored by Fool's Gold Kickstarter campaign, which is live right now. Fool's Gold Into the Bellowing Wilds is a new 5e campaign setting to be published by the Hit Point Press and is brought to us by Dingo Doodles and Felix Emmerich. And do you want an adventure where the fun is guaranteed and the death is very likely? Well, the folks at the Hit Point Press have the campaign setting for you. Over 30 new spells, crazy expansive alchemy, 8 awesome new subclasses, 4 new races, and 35 monsters, all in this detailed book. You can brew over 1 million potions, which is frankly and altogether too many, and muck about with 3 new character backgrounds. There are lots of dungeon maps included, a new pantheon of gods, and chaotic wild magic charts. What else can your pledges get you ask? Cool dice, pins, coins, animated cards, a replica Gothy face mask, which is sort of like a wooden thing, it looks awesome, Ohio Jack's notebook, plushies, minis, and if you want to go big, and you should, because it's awesome, there's a 12-inch tall true-scale Tarrasque, which is larger than my rabbit. And I have quite a large rabbit. Humble brag. If we still haven't convinced you, go check out the panel below or the links in chat. Dingo and the Hit Point Press have been friends of Roll for Damage for a long time, and we couldn't be happier with their new release. I'm a particular fan, as the Hit Point Press are the folks behind Humblewood as well. So I've been paying attention to what they've been putting out there for a while. The whole thing is from a home game that Felix ran for some friends, and one of them happened to be an animator who went on to make a rather gosh darn famous web series out of it, to the point where an altogether uncomfortable amount of people started bothering them to publish, and here we are. One of the characters from the series, Sips, came over, who was played by Dingo, came over and played Sips in One Shot, in the Scales Above season 1. And if you want to check that shit out, go and check it out on our YouTube. clue, it's easy to find because it's the most watched episode on our YouTube by a country mile. The campaign is currently live on Kickstarter right now. It has raised nearly $1 million dues so far from over 5,000 backers. And if you're keen to join them, use the Roll for Damage referral code in chat. Cool. All right. Well, mateys, I think we should introduce these lovely people who have agreed to spend time with me this fair evening. Let us begin directly above me. Des, who the hell are you?
Hey, I'm Des. I'm the DM over for the Eldritch Scribe. I'm based in Ireland, but end up playing with an awful lot of Australians some way or another. We're coming to the end of our current campaign, which will be this coming Monday at 12 p.m. GMT, or an hour ago, but Monday. So if you want to check that out, it's a story of a banished archfey, and that'll be pretty fun to watch the party get completely killed, or not. I don't know.
Splendid. Thank you very much. Rachel, tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name is Rachel Fuka. I'm a writer, actor, creative trash at large. You can find me on various social media at Rachel Fuka, and you can find the book that I wrote, The Rings of Mars, here on the internet. It's space shenanigans. It's like a spy mystery thing, but on a spaceship. So if that sounds fun to you, check it out, I guess.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, tell us about yourself and where we can find you.
Hello, I am Karen, otherwise known as the Mother of Bunnies in chat and on Twitter, where you should come follow me because I occasionally tweet about random shit like buses and my rabbits.
And walls.
I am performing as my burlesque alter ego, Miss Lola Moore, as part of the Perth Burlesque Festival, but not in Perth, in Geraldton. So if you live in Geraldton in rural WA, congratulations, you can come and see me in a show. Otherwise, you will have to just wait until I pop up in strange and surprising places. But if you want to listen to me right now, you can go and check out the There Be Dragons podcast at the web address that just popped up in the chat, where I play a silver dragonborn called Ryland Westfall. And I'll be back tomorrow night on Corsair's Cove for more D&D, if I don't wear you out tonight.
Heck yeah, you will. Alrighty, and Shro Grillington, it's lovely to see your face again. Tell me about yourself.
Buddy, I'm Shro Grill. Long time no see, kind of. I'm a little hard to find online at the moment, but I'm getting back to my streaming and everything like that. Other than that, I'm pretty much just in the meat space like Dan usually is, or D-Rab, as most of you know him. The Lurker, yes. So I'm coming out of the shadows and jumping back into the very dim office limelight. Other than that, yeah, I'm pretty much going to be on Roll for Damage a bit more, I think, in upcoming games. But yeah, there'll be Shro shenanigans and Shro-nanigans, thank you.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it for me. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And Mesdames, Messieurs, Dames und Herren, beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I am Josh the Pirate. I'm your humble DM and storyteller for this evening. And yeah, if you like my face and voice, you can find me over on my own channel, Corsair's Cove, where I DM more Humblewood shenanigans tomorrow night, rather than Shro-nanigans. Those are shenanigans. Yeah, we're with Karen, and we've also got Nikolai Kravchenko and Josh Towns from Academy of Xandar, and a new lovely player, Brendan Ellis, who is my original DM, which is kind of fun. You can also find me here on Roll for Damage on Monday nights, where I'm DMing more Humblewood because I just can't get enough of hit point press material, apparently. If you like the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a bit, you can find me on There Be Dragons, the 5e D&D podcast. It's a fantasy gunpowder setting where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar and his little dragon Rush, or in Paparotica at Fringe World, coming this January. I'm not allowed to tell you where or when, but it's doing it. I promise. Paparotica 7 will be there. Cool. Alrighty. Well, mateys, I must remind our poised, supple, and bizarrely windswept audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things. We have all the socials, and you can catch up with episodes you missed on YouTube. It's also worthy to note the Spellfire bar at the bottom of the screen. Any donations, bits, and subs that you give us will go to fill it up, and when it gets full, and it's 60%, that's good, we roll on the deck of many things, and that's great fun, always. Again, hit point press material. It's like they're really good at what they do. Well, mateys, May your new subclasses be awesome and all your skill checks be with advantage as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into the Bellowing Wilds.
Mounting heat and passion sounds very appropriately for a place called the Bellowing Wilds.
It's good, isn't it? So, hang on a minute. Let me just find my, there it is, Pleasant Forest. The jungle known as the Bellowing Wilds is nestled deep in the south of Ambria, teeming with dangerous wildlife, ancient ruins, and mythical lore. It has become known as a harsh area that only the most zealous adventurers dare explore. Were it not for its countless tales of unimaginable treasure, the region would most likely be uninhabited. That and the foundation of Pyrite. Pyrite is a small town in the western region of the Wilds, famously founded by an orc chef named Hickory, who was distressed by the lack of culinary options in Rascom, the capital. The founding of Pyrite opened the whole region up in a culinary sense, and the town is still, if not the breadbasket of the Wilds, then certainly the barbecued meat on a stick of it, and therefore makes the large-scale inhabitation possible. It does, however, take a certain kind of crazy to make a living hunting, farming in a forest where even the moss sometimes tries, and indeed wants, to kill you. But the hardy folk of Pyrite wouldn't let a little thing like being called batshit mad get in the way of a good meal. These days, Pyrite is famed for two things above all. First is a zoo created by the ancient and mostly disappeared Foreclaimers, an ancient race who have sort of mysteriously disappeared, but a couple of them occasionally pop up here and there, which has been partially restored. The archaeology is still ongoing, but the exhibits are now open for fascinating, bloodthirsty, but very securely caged. Now, the second is a world-famous event called the Bellowing BBQ Festival, which, for the Earth dwellers amongst us, is kind of what you get if you hosted a crossover event between Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares and Survivor African Savannah. But you hosted it in the Roman Colosseum and liberally smeared all of the contestants with jam. Essentially, the festival combines hunting, feasting, and drinking, and cooking. And it's today. You, like many others, have made your way to Pyrite for the beginning of this festival. Whilst the festivities proper have yet to begin, the odor of roasting meat is actually visible from several miles away, owing to the different spices each chop house uses to flavor their fires, each coloring the smoke a different hue. From this distance, the jungle canopy looks very pretty, like a confused and smoky rainbow, and smells mouth-watering. So, first question to you, cast, my brave adventurers. Is there anything you are particularly looking forward to regarding the festival as you travel along? I'm going to say that you guys have been traveling together for a while, so you all know each other reasonably well. This is quite a high-level party audience as well. This is a level 12 party, so they can handle some shit. So yeah, what are you doing?
I am keen to test my metal against some spicy meat. I want to find the most chili laden, or this world's equivalent of chili laden, slice of meat and put it in my face and see if it explodes.
Kylie, can you tell me a little bit about who you are?
Yes. Kylie is a lizard folk monk. She has a penchant for hitting people to solve disputes, which I think is very admirable. And yes, she does enjoy some spicy meats. She's a little bit of a cook herself, so she does enjoy tasting the adventure, the culinary adventures of others to better improve her own spicy adventures in the kitchen. That sounded really kinky. I didn't mean it to. I'm sorry.
Spicy adventures.
No judgment.
Yep.
She's a spicy lizard lady.
She's a
We are not
spicy
here to king
meatball.
shame. All right. Yes, go for it.
I think keeping the reptile thing going is, while Kylie is doing that, Magerak is going to try and find, as is befitting, will only eat something if it could try to eat him.
Fair. So he's only up for carnivorous meats.
Yes.
Ideally not ones that bite back. Very well.
It does not matter. Magerak will take the challenge.
And Magerak, who and what is Magerak?
So Magerak is a 6'4", 6'5" large copper-scaled dragonborn, only clothed from the waist down, who carries in one hand a great axe and in the other hand a great sword that is constantly ablaze. He has one orange eye, one blue eye.
Oh, interesting.
Love
So he is he has a little bit of difficulty traversing the heavily forested terrain. He has set a few small fires inadvertently along the way, but you guys are so used to this practice that you probably just ignore it. Petra, tell us a little bit about yourself.
On his sword.
Hello, my name's Petra, and I'm a tiny little spider person. I'm a weaver. I have mint green fur, and I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. So barbecue's not really my thing, but I would like to find some dessert very much.
Marvelous. So, Petra, you are one of the new races from the Fool's Gold setting, from the world that we are in, Ambria. Tell me, what is a weaver?
Well, a weaver is someone who they worship the Arknight spiders, and basically if they worship good enough or complete some great deed, they go through a ritual that turns them into like a spider person. They get extra legs, they can spin webs, it's cool as hell. And I'm a particularly small, yes, I'm a very small spider because I used to be a halfling. So I'm like 4 feet tall. But they come in all shapes and sizes, these spider people.
This is it. You start out, no one is born a weaver, you get made a weaver. So
yeah,
yes, you started out a halfling, and now you're a halfling spider guy, spider girl.
Spider girl, spider girl.
Spider Petra. And Isla. Isla'v, is it? How is it pronounced exactly?
It's pronounced I love Gunne. Actually.
I love Gunne.
I am a four-claimer, actually. One of the surprise mystery new races from the Fool's Gold setting. Four-claimers are something of a mystery. So the appearance of one would cause a bit of upheaval and a bit of turning an eye, double takes. Yeah. I have sort of dark gray kind of skin. I don't smile an awful lot. To you guys, probably having traveled with me for a while, you're probably like, God, does she ever smile? And I carry with me a whole myriad of weapons. I'm just the guy covered in guns and weapons, basically, but I have an aptitude for shooting things with my crossbow. But you've probably seen me reach out using my much larger one, which sort of appears as a beam of light.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's kind of me, but I'm here looking for something.
Ooh, exciting. And there are plenty of ruins in which to find things. Well, the festival that you are here to attend is in honor of Daborius, the hunter god, and Stella, the goddess of innovation. An unusual pair, theologically, but it works for the people of Pyrite, and the gods care not from whence the prayers flow, only that they do. So, you come within sight of the town, and the banners and streamers hang from almost everything. There is an awful lot for them to hang off. The official motto of the town is waste nothing, as well as the standard response when accepting a beverage from one of its inhabitants. And in a few places, this is less obvious than in few places is this less obvious than in the architecture. Almost every building in this place is constructed out of the bones and stretched hides of enormous creatures. And special pavilions have been erected in the town square to house the gathering throngs, as well as a podium in front of the mayor's house, which would seem to be carved from the skull, just straight up carved from the skull of a Tarrasque. The ambient temperature rises as you pass through the gates, the heat of hundreds of cooking fires adding to the jungle's mugginess. So yeah, it's kind of got the vibe of Oktoberfest, but like at midday before everyone gets properly fucked up. Like it's got the vibe that it's going there, but it's not there yet. You would be aware that there is this is a day for festivals, a day for competitions. There is a big cook-off, is the main event. But also there's a hunting festival as well. It's more than just eating the food. It's also, you've got to catch it first. And the chefs compete off. Each of the major local cookhouses, chop shops, competes to make the best food. But they also hire teams of adventurers to hunt said food down. The team that brings down the biggest prey, biggest and most dangerous prey, normally gets awarded a prize by the mayor. The mayor is a reasonably famous half-orc called Joe, but he's better known as Old Bobbums. And if you wanted to know why, you'd have to ask him. So,
Okay.
what do you do?
Well, I'll turn to my friends and be like, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm in the mood for something hot and spicy.
Let's eat. Very well.
So hungry.
There are about half a dozen major pavilions, each run by a different chop shop. The three nearest to you are Berger's Bestery, Cromwell's Critters, and Delectables by Lascivious Loop. There is also an inn, the Court Killed and Pleasingly Prepared. But given the sort of vibe of the festival, the festival grounds is probably where you'd want to be eating.
Yeah. I'm not going to the inn. I can go to the inn anytime. I want the. So
You want the fancy stuff.
which one of these food pavilions? The smell, is it burning my nostrils? Any of them giving me that
Ooh.
spicy?
Well, make me a perception check. First roll.
I was about to say watch me botch it, and then I remember I have a really high add-on. Oh, snap!
Jesus
Yes!
Christ. So it's a nat 20 plus 9.
29 to smell the chili in the air.
Yeah, you detect. So the chilliest one is definitely coming out of. All right, here's the thing. So you get very, very strong, like hot and spicy odors from two different directions because of that crit. Yeah, you definitely get both. One is coming out of Lascivious Loop's pavilion, the roof of which has been dyed blue and green stripes. It's obviously like mammoth fur, but it's been dyed in blue and green stripes, at least on the inside, not on the outside. But there is also a smaller pavilion off to the, I think it's the western edge of the village town, a smaller one that doesn't appear to have a sign telling you whose it is yet.
Kylie is immediately intrigued by this tiny no-name food stall that's putting out such a beautiful spicy scent. It's like, guys, I'm going to go check out this little one. Look, it doesn't even have a name.
All right. So when you come to it, though, it looks pretty empty. Most of them, like none of them are particularly full. It's a bit early in the day for it yet. The festival goes for like the full 24 hours. It's probably mid-morning. So you know that it takes a while to smoke and cook stuff properly, particularly enormous hunks of meat. So yeah, it takes a little while. But I'll let your 29 be carry over. This one is particularly lacking in people. There is about half a dozen trestle tables, all constructed out of bones and found objects. And there is a pair of serving beast folk girls. They appear to be twins, and they have the heads of deer. But otherwise, normal humanoid-ish, maybe a little bit hairier than your average girl. They're waiting the tables and serving ale to anybody who is waiting to be fed, but there's less than a dozen other people in the place at the moment. There's a table of dwarves that seem to be having a rousing good time, but beyond that, not a lot of people. At the far end, you can see the sort of the fire pits, the smoking pit that everything is sort of the point of. It smells as good as many of the others, but the smoke has a different sort of texture to it, Kylie, now that you're here. It smells damper, to be honest, the smoke. You would say, actually, this girl isn't smoking anything, she's steaming it.
Ooh.
And when I say girl, I mean the well-built half-orc woman in a leather smock, more suited to smithing than traditional cooking, though it seems to be serving her well here. Her arms are covered in scars and burns, and she is tending her smoker as a mother tends her child. But she looks up as you come in and smiles at you.
G'day there.
Oh, hello there. I don't have anything finished yet, but please avail yourselves of the ale, unless there's something else you need.
Oh, I couldn't get over the most incredible smell you're putting out. Care to enlighten me a little of what's going on here?
Well, I'm preparing my smoker, but I still haven't got someone to actually hunt anything for me. I'm pretty new at this. I'm up and coming, they say, but a lot of none of the established chefs will bring me on as an apprentice. They don't like they call them the ideas too new. Like anyone cares that new ideas are good, right?
Well, if they smell as good as your smoke smells, they're very good ideas.
Stop it. Well,
For a hunt.
yeah.
You can do that.
Sorry, what?
We can hunt.
You would? You can?
I'm gonna pull the lighted greatsword up, light my cigar, and bit of puff of smoke.
I can hunt.
He can. He's very good at it.
She unless you would stop her, she would leap into a hug with you. She's
gonna get hit. I have a flaming greatsword in front of me.
She dodges underneath the greatsword and like hugs you from the side. The only safe way possible, she hugs you immediately. I would be so grateful if you would. That would be amazing. I've got an idea for something really cool, really unconventional, but it's really great. And I guarantee if you can bring down what I'm looking for, you guys would be in the running for the big prize.
Well, you're just in. I'm slipping into your accent. Well, you're just intriguing on multiple levels. What did you have in mind?
Okay, well, I figured a salad might be an interesting change of pace. But don't worry, it won't be an easy hunt, even if what's on my menu is technically a vegetable. First, I need a few baskets of shriekers. These are just mostly for smoking for the fire, but if you douse them in my special dressing, they go all quiet, and they really pep up some of the other elements. Second and third should be fairly easy. I actually had my eye on a herd. You see, I need a Triceratops and about a half dozen razor beaks. Every salad needs a bit of poultry in it, after all. Now, a few hours north, I saw a small flock about a couple of days ago, and they tend to stick together with the big boys, and Triceratops just don't move very fast. So they should still be in that neck of the woods. Bring that down, and I can get cooking. And last, though, and this is what will win you the prize if you can pull it off, I reckon a moss wyvern. Hard to spot, so you'll have to do some tracking. Once you've brought them down, though, send up a flare, and I'll have the chaps come out and bring it all in. And she offers you a trio of bamboo sticks with tin caps that are like foil lids and a string hanging out the bottom. Very clearly, you just pull the string and it shoots up basically a small firework into the sky.
So just run me through that list again.
Okay, shriekers.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you can get them, I'll send somebody out for them. So every time you find a thing, you can send up a flare and we'll come out and get it. That way I can get cooking really soon. Right now the fire's up to temperature, but I got nothing to put in it. So shriekers first. And anybody who wants to can roll a nature check to know what shriekers are.
Why not?
I'm curious. I got a 16, so
14's pretty good.
don't know if Petra's done any better.
Petra has never heard of shriekers, and you would have heard of them.
I would like to roll for it, if I may.
Go for it.
Was it, sorry?
So a nature check.
Nature check, okay. Where's not rolling?
hitting the number.
It's not allowing me to do so. Not
Word.
doing anything. I have a +2.
You can. Do you have real dice?
I will go get them. I'll just go
Yeah.
get them. Sorry.
Go get some real dice.
Whoa, going old school.
Yeah.
Does a
Off the
16 tell
grid.
me what
A
shriekers
16
are?
does tell you what a shrieker is. A shrieker is a kind of moss, but it's almost impossible to tell it from normal moss until you get within about 30 feet of it, at which point it screams. They're very famous, and they're quite unpleasant. It doesn't hurt you, but you, Kylie, you would know that some other creatures do like hang out within the vicinity of a patch of shriekers, so that if anything else sets them off, they can go, "Ooh, delicious." So it's not the safest thing to harvest. But it's not in and of itself aggressive.
Nice.
Then the second thing on the list was a Triceratops, like a Triceratops, but tree, and a half dozen razor beaks. Triceratops are basically what they sound like, and razor beaks are large birds, large and probably by the sound of them fairly dangerous birds. And then the third bit is a moss wyvern. How'd you go? Roll it.
Magic bag of dice exists. Ooh! 18 on the dice. So
Nice.
20.
Dirty 20. Yes, you would also know shriekers are, screaming moss.
Delightful.
It's moss that screams. I would tell you with a dirty 20, you would also know that picking it doesn't stop it screaming. It's kind of hard to kill. Like picking it will move it, but it has the potential to draw other creatures to you. So yeah, there is that.
Why do I feel like less people would be vegetarian if the vegetables just aggressively screamed at you when you didn't need them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's that. If you have any, she goes, do you have any questions?
You didn't tell us what the
Yeah.
moss wyvern was.
Oh, well, they're like a small dragon, but covered in moss. Again, like super easy. They're really good at hiding. Really, like very natural camouflage. Amazing at it. It's why they're so hard to hunt. But whilst they are technically dragons, they are also sort of plants.
Right.
So salad,
Are you up for these guys? Like, it's a little weird, but I'm up for something new.
I'm
I've
excited.
not had a salad that can eat me.
I have no need
Yeah.
for food, so this is inefficient to me, but yes.
Well, if you
Well,
would help us,
if I could
that-
sweeten the deal, Isla, and actually she doesn't know your name. Well, sweeten the deal. The prize this year, I don't know if you've seen it. Old Bobbins himself has crafted an enormous crossbow. That's the prize for the hunt. The biggest thing, you win that. And as you if you care to look, above the doorway, above the lintel of the mayor's house, you can see I made notes about it because it's such a kind of cool thing. It's this the biggest beef sponsored chef will then prepare. So the prize is it's actually two things. The prize, and you would be aware of this. This is like the prizes are famous. The prize for bringing in the biggest beast, which the sponsoring chef will then prepare. However, yes, you win. You get to become honorary judges of the best food of the festival thing, and you win the fancy crossbow built by Old Bobbins. It's made of the tusks of a giant mammoth and fires bolts the length of a man. It's designed specifically for hunting really big creatures, and it's pretty boss.
that sounds rad as hell.
Yeah, it's basically a small ballista, but it's designed to be man portable or person portable. She goes, so if that tickles your interest, then I'd love to have you on board.
Kylie's just looking from Petra to Actor. Sorry. I love just going, yeah.
Just a quick question, Chef. Is there a museum of sorts in town?
There is. Well, it's not really. There's a zoo, but it's like it was made by. And she really like examines you, looks you up and down for the first time, and realizes that you're. Are you wearing the wooden mask? Or is that?
That's not
just a gothy
specific
thing?
to Four Claimers.
Okay,
That's
right.
just a gothy
Alright.
thing. I'm
Okay,
not
so-
at all trying to hide what I am.
Sure. So she like clocks that. Oh wow, yeah, they were made. It was made by like your folk, I think. I don't know an awful lot about it. I'm a chef, but yeah, there's some ruins there that the archaeologists are still going through. If you wanted to have a look, that would be where to look. I don't know if anyone's doing any archaeology today, though.
Well, I would like to win that crossbow and trade it in for some much-needed archaeological finds. I think I will win this crossbow. Thank you very much. You are an efficient chef. You have my vote.
Thank you.
What is a zoo?
It's a place where they keep animals to look at for people to like see.
It's a place of research.
Animal prison.
Yeah, it's sort of a prison for animals. Yeah, I guess. But it's like it's not like a horrible prison. The areas for the animals are quite big. It's a really big place. Most of the like really dangerous wildlife in the local area, when the zoo was originally like when the Four Claimer Empire sort of disappeared, the zoo kind of all the doors were left open and all the really nasty animals in the zoo sort of just bred.
So they're in there for not paying taxes, not for not murdering people.
I make no judgments about why the animals have been captured. I normally just cook them.
About the ones we hunt, anything
Well-
we shouldn't do when hunting?
Just try and
Not
leave
want
the
them
carcass
burnt.
mostly intact, so I can cook it.
I
Like,
can do
don't
that.
disintegrate it. Then there's no point, you know. I can't hear you.
Kylie had a sore throat for a moment there and just was rendered temporarily mute. So possibly we shouldn't cut at it too much with the giant flaming sword because we don't want to pre-cook it too much.
Look, it'll probably sear it a bit, which isn't bad actually. It keeps the flavor in, so that's probably fine.
Kylie's mouth is just watering. She's so
Yeah.
excited.
You can smell the fire is still like real, and it all four of you, with the possible exception of Isla, can smell it, and be like, yeah, that smells great. Whereas, do Four Claimers not eat?
I have no need for it because I'm
Okay.
powered by a crystal.
Cool. Interesting. All right. She goes, well, yeah, I mean, without wanting to shoo you guys out of my tent, the faster you get going, the faster I can start cooking, and the
leave.
faster I can prepare you an amazing meal.
I love already just walked out of the tent and said,
And-
she's
and-
very
You'll have to let
efficient.
go.
She is very efficient. All right. Well,
She's still attached to Magerak?
oh no, she stopped hugging a while ago.
Okay.
She did, however, then immediately start hugging Petra and Kylie. She was a little.
I thought that entire
she was a bit-
conversation was just like,
Yeah, no. She was like. Anyway, you guys should go.
This one stays.
Yeah. Now you're probably going to need the flaming sword, particularly for the wyvern. But yeah, she would hug Kylie, and then she would not gently but cautiously, so as not to like entangle herself with your limbs, hug Petra as well.
Petra's very good at giving hugs. It's the
She
extra
would be.
arms
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and the fluff.
And the fluff. Oh, is she fluffy?
She's a fluffy spider, yes.
Excellent. I kind of love Petra. All right. Well, I presume then you are heading out.
Yeah, we'll do a
There
quick
is
jog
other-
to catch up to Isla'v, I suppose.
Yeah.
there was the other tent that you smelled.
There
Well,
was,
see
but
what they want hunted.
Quick question to the DM. So obviously this is a festival. There would be little market stalls and that sort of thing
Yeah.
for trinkets and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd like to have just a quick browse to the nearest one to see if I can find anything of interest, specifically anything that would have been taken and then gradually passed on, and it's basically it's just four-claimer stuff that someone's taken from the jungle or found, and I just
Yeah, sure.
want it.
Interesting. All right, make me an investigation check, please.
Okay, little bag of dice. Don't fail me now. Investigation. Oh, I have bonuses to that. Oh, yes, 18 on the dice. So
Again.
24.
Nice. Yeah, you do. Serum making bloody Shro making it a shopping episode. You would find a couple of little icons. You would guess them to be four-claimer icons. One has the appearance of, it looks like to you and your knowledge of your race's religion to be the icon, the visualization of Fatalia, the goddess of death. And she is but she appears to be kneeling in supplication. And you can spot her mostly because she has her skeletal crocodile curled around her legs.
Yep.
It stands out. That's the only one that sort of really resonates to you. And this is a sort of a proto form of what modern worshippers worship, and it's very much being sold as just a religious trinket, not so much as a four-claimer artifact, but your well-trained eye spots that this is four-claimer made.
Oh, it's four-claimer made specifically. All right.
Well, yeah, it looks it.
Okay. I'm just gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
Examine it. Is the shopkeep present?
There is a small halfling man who he's quite grizzled looking. He's probably lived in this area for a long time. He has the sort of the vibe of he's seen some stuff. He's got really thick, like almost Popeye-like forearms. And he looks you up and down and says, "Hello. Can I help you?"
This is not yours to sell. I will be taking this. Thank you.
What? Hold
This is
on
not
there.
yours.
But it's not yours.
This is four-claimer technology. This is belonging to my people, not yours. So I will be reclaiming. my own.
He goes. He puts one hand on you and says, "I'm sorry. I'm a little confused here. Just because your people made it doesn't make it yours. I'm the one who found it. I'm the one who cleaned it. I'm the one
So
who
you're the one who
restored
stole this
it.
from my people,
I'm the one who found it on the floor in the forest."
which is my city.
Yeah. Can you make a perception check if you fancy, Isla?
Oh God!
And Magerak just saunter
Oh,
up,
you've gotta be
great sword
kidding
ablaze
me.
behind.
You gotta be kidding me.
What did you get?
Got an 18 on the dice.
All right, yeah. Then you notice a half dozen local guardsmen coming up behind, and one of them says, "Chester, any problem here?" Says, "I don't know. Do we have a problem? This woman's trying to rob me."
He has something that belongs to me. He stole it,
"I did not steal it. I found it in the forest." And
which is my home. You stole this from me.
the
God,
guardsmen
this
are
man
like,
is a thief.
the guardsmen like, "No, Chester's not a thief. He's a merchant. What are you
this
doing?"
belongs to me.
They don't agree. And one of them
It's
says,
okay. They're
"Ma'am,
allowed
please,
to be wrong.
please give the man his thing back. If you want it, you could buy it."
Why?
Have the rest of us arrived?
Yeah, please arrive.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
just
waiting for you
great
guys
sort
to
of
save
blaze.
me.
She'll start dripping acid out the mouth. Do we
Sure.
have a problem?
He says, "Sir, we don't want a problem, but your friend is trying to rob this merchant."
This belongs to me.
How
It
much do you want
doesn't.
for it?
10 gold pieces would do it.
I'll give you 9.
I'll take 9.
There you go. Now it's yours, Isla'v.
That was inefficient for you.
Look,
This whole
I'm
business was
really
really
exci-
inefficient. If you'd paid me in the first place, you could be gone by now.
I'm really hungry, Isla'v. I do weird stuff when I'm hungry, including buying weird shit for you. So enjoy. I don't know what it is.
Valuable.
Squash the little man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Later.
Now let's go find some moss that screams obscenities at us.
Yes, let's. I wonder how we make it silent.
Death.
All right. I presume you go hunting.
Yes. Anything like
That's
death?
the DM kicking us out of the RP zone.
Go
I
hunt some
tried to
stuff.
do it a good while ago, but no one was listening. Alrighty. Survival or nature checks, please.
Ooh.
Because the first thing you are looking for is a patch of shriekers.
I got an 11. So
11, a 9, a 15 from Petra. How'd
I
you
got a
go,
16.
Isla? 16.
16
Alrighty.
with my negative.
With your neg 2.
Yeah, I have a -2 on survival and Nate.
So you just rolled another 18 on the dice?
Nature check.
Or survival,
no, sorry,
whichever
that
you
would have been
favor.
15. So I'll go nature because I rolled a 17 on the dice. Sorry, not an 18. So it'll be a 19 on a nature check.
we're on the streak.
All right.
It's not gonna last.
No. You are stepping cautiously through the undergrowth, presumably, heading north when you catch sight of a tree covered in distinctive yellowy green moss. Isla and Petra would both spot this sort of first. How are you traveling? What's the marching order?
I'll go first.
Very well. You're used to having the barbarian in the front.
I will go second because I can't see past people.
Very well.
I'll be at the back just to make sure we don't have any stragglers.
Very well.
And I'll be behind Petra, making sure that no one treads on her.
Very well. Okay. Sure. So yeah, Isla and Petra, you would spot this thing. As you near you get to about, you're probably 35, 40 feet away from it. And yeah, a little bit. And you can see this distinctive yellowy green moss growing up this tree. What do you do?
The chef mentioned it can draw people to it when it starts to shriek. So we should be ready to be attacked before we approach.
Well, do we have any ideas on what we can do to prevent or stop the shrieking once it's begun?
In my experience, it's just going to scream. And we kind of have to accept that. It's like a baby. It's going to scream. And anything you do may or may not stop the screaming, but screaming will happen at some point. So as soon as we get close enough to it, it's going to scream. So we're probably just going to have to accept that we're going to have to deal with that.
For how long, though?
Well, I'm all in favor of finding it, cutting some off, sending up a flare, and then getting the hell out of Dodge.
So we leave it here?
Yeah, and they'll come pick it up.
Fantastic. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Like a
Alrighty.
cover some bark.
Yeah, but unlike a baby, you can't smash it into tiny little pieces or bash it against the wall.
Serum, you can do that. It's just that people will disapprove very strongly.
Really
They will have a lot of feelings.
All right, you do that. You head towards it, presumably.
I'm going to draw my short sword ready to carve some off the tree.
Very well. Magerak, you get within about 30 feet of it, and all of a sudden, the air is rent by dozens of high-pitched screams. It's as though a host of banshees just simultaneously stubbed their toes on a stone coffee table.
Oh, that's really
That's
unpleasant.
unpleasant.
What?
They're all different pitches as well.
Oh God, I'm being assaulted. I'm just gonna start hacking.
The
I'll
screaming,
get
if anything,
my-
gets worse.
I'll get my axe out and start shaving some off.
I'll greatsword it.
I want to know what they're saying. I cast Speak with Plants.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus, no.
they're going. No, please, no, no! I have a wife and family. Please,
Oh, no!
Ah! Why would you do this? My foot, my spores, my spores! Get away, stay away! Quick, someone come murder these people! Is what they're saying.
It's natural. It's okay. This is all part of nature. You're here to be eaten. Accept
Are you
it.
speaking to them?
Yes.
So,
Your
Tell
job
them
is
to
to
take
be
them all
eaten.
so they're
It's
not
okay.
lonely. Tell them we'll take them all so they're not lonely.
It's fine. This
we
is your
don't want to stay
purpose.
together. We want to stay on the tree. This is upsetting. We don't want to be eaten. We don't want to be set on fire.
Oh, we all have to do things we don't want to do sometimes. It's going to be okay.
It's not. You're gonna eat us. You're
I'm
gonna
sure
eat
you'll
all
be
of us.
delicious.
And so that's not important to us right now.
Hmm.
And all the rest of you guys, all you can hear is ah!
Okay, have
Sounds
we
like time for a flaming greatsword.
Starting to
Just
understand
flat side.
what the thing is saying was possibly the worst choice you could possibly have made.
Yeah, I would be upset. Did I understand a word of this? As in, I'm just carving hunks of moss off the tree.
You do that. What's up, man?
I'm gonna
I get
start
back and
stuffing
what
it
the
into a
fuck?
bag.
Yeah. You stuff it into the bag. It gets slightly muffled. No, the put us into a bag, mother.
Just
please.
Relax and enjoy your last moments.
I'm gonna very quickly dig like a little bit of a hole and put the bag in there with the top of it out the top, and then cover it with a little more dirt so it muffles a little more.
Very well. Yeah, that's pretty good. The sound is reasonably well muffled now. Now it's just a sort of. It's now not like, oh god, I can't think. It's now just that's quite irritating noise. But you would think it can't be heard and more than about 50, 60 feet away.
Right. Who has the flares?
I will happily say any of you do. Who chose to take them?
Sure.
Yeah. So you pull the little tag, and a bright purple sort of shoot of like it's smoke. It trails purple smoke all the way out, and then goes like a firework. But it rains down a sort of purpley smoke as it drops down. And yeah, if you stay there too long, you're going to get covered in purple stuff.
Can I snort it?
Yeah, it's actually dust as it comes down. It's sort of a powder. So
Can I catch some on my fingers
you
and
can
just like
definitely catch some on your fingers and rub it into your gums if you like. That is a reference to a different show. Kylie, make me a Constitution save with advantage.
with advantage? Hello.
Yeah.
Ah, let me roll with advantage, damn you.
We'll just make 2.
There we go. Got it.
Come on. 13.
15.
Yeah, look, it's not the best. It's not the best thing you've ever rubbed into your gums, but it's not unpleasant. You do feel like it tingles for a little moment, and then the gum that you rubbed it into goes numb.
Oh. Ugh. Don't do that, guys. Don't recommend. Oh, it feels weird. It'd be great if you needed a tooth out, though. Oh.
Noted. Let's
All right.
leave.
You do that.
And we leave.
Make another survival check, please.
No.
27.
Oh no. That's good. Magerak, not so much. 4, 27, 15.
10.
That's right. That's why you brought the monk. All right,
Yeah.
Kylie, your keen and attuned senses you spot the unmistakable passage of a Triceratops. These arboreal horrors make their way through the forest by basically just breaking it. It's not a particularly difficult thing to spot. I would have thought if Kylie hadn't been here, Petra would definitely have been able to that's probably one right there, because it's really just crushed underbrush, and every now and again a tree has been just knocked over to make way for this huge creature. You would know Triceratops to be huge in size class. But what Kylie spots is that the massive footprints of the Triceratops, and you may not know a huge amount about these creatures, but you can see in the footprint, it looks like, a dinosaur's footprint, very large, roughly round, and you can see it's got the little toe indents. This doesn't look like that. This looks like if a tree walked around, like roots coming out. But in the footsteps, in the footprints rather, you can see the footprints of smaller creatures. A bird-like, or actually not unlike Magerak and Kylie's feet. They both have they have lizard feet. And so similar, but if anything, a little bigger than Magerak's feet. There are the footprints of flightless razorbeak birds that usually travel with the Triceratopses. The relationship is mutually beneficial. The Triceratops clears the way through the underbrush and serves as a very serviceable perch/protector from some of the more aggressive carnivores of the forest, while the birds act as lookouts, and they also groom the lumbering giants. And it's not unusual for a herd to attach themselves to one or more Triceratopses. So yeah, the tracks also look pretty fresh.
Kylie will nudge. Kylie will kind of put an arm out to stop Isla'v, and then guys.
Points it out, everybody sees it.
Well spotted, Kylie.
So it's close.
So what do we want with this one? The entire thing or parts?
Oh, I think we just need a bit of this one, don't we?
I thought we'd kill it and just light up another flare.
Or that. Let them decide. I love it when I don't have to make the choices. And this one won't
Definitely
scream
gonna
at
sample
us.
myself.
Hey, you go ahead. That is the advantage of the flaming sword. Anything you kill, it's automatically a bit cooked.
Far away
point.
is this thing right now?
You can't hear it from where you are, and you looking at the destruction it's wrought, you figure you probably would hear it.
Let's follow the tracks.
Petra, perhaps ask some of the leafy naturiness which part was injured last.
That's a good idea. All right. And I cast Speak with Plants again.
Sure. I'm just wanting to be clear. So you're trying to determine which direction they're traveling in?
Or how recently it was here, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how many? As much as I can.
Plants don't see, but they do have tremor sense. Most of them, anyway. So, what plant would you speak to? You're in a rainforest.
Well, I find
Pick
the
a tree. Or...
biggest nearby tree, because with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, small one.
I have a question. Some creatures came by and left this path. Do you know when?
Yes. Recently. My friend. And then he makes a noise that it sounds like wind through the leaves. And you infer that that was the name of the person or the thing that he was talking about, was slain by it. Well, he's not quite dead yet, but unless you can pop him back on his roots, he will die. And one of the trees is lying next to this tree. Roots up. It's a huge tree. It's easily 200 feet tall, and it has been collapsed by this event. But for all things, there is a time, and has had his.
Talking to plants is a lot more morbid than I would have expected.
We can try to help. We're very strong. Give me a moment.
What are you
Friends.
promising to the plant?
Only to attempt to save.
Oh.
Help me pick up this tree.
No.
This tree is enormous.
That sounds
Petra's
like
gonna
a challenge.
try, damn it!
Yeah.
Look, Kylie's gonna help, but Kylie is not strong. She's
All right.
dexterous.
Magerak is.
Athletics checks from everybody who wants to do this.
If I fly into a fit of rage, could I give myself advantage?
Yes, I think that's how that works.
Gonna rage and at advantage.
I love that Petra got a 19.
Petra's a strong little spider.
Yeah.
Hey, spiders can lift multiple times their body weight, so you know.
A 19, a 24, and a 14. Look. Let's just do the mental maths on that. 33, 57. Yeah, if only there was one other person to help you.
Oh,
Can you give
can-
us a head?
So, Isla, you can see they are almost managing. And this is a huge tree. They are almost managing to get it sort of up, but they are not. They're straining at it. It looks like it needs just a tiny, tiny push to get it over the way, but it's not happening. I set an arbitrary DC of 60 for this, and you guys have gotten 57.
Oh, your weight, damn it!
What if you could lift?
I'm just gonna waddle on over and just, with my 17 total.
Yeah. And the tree just rights itself.
yay!
Sort of slots back into its but it's the hole it was dug out of.
Oh, that was a strain. Everyone's back's okay.
Yes.
I will be.
I should
Thank
point
you,
out that
little ones.
You're welcome. Thank you for your help as well, friend.
Tell the foreclaimer beneath the roots of to look beneath my roots.
Oh, okay. Isla'v. He has a message for you. He says, look beneath his roots.
Thank you. And I will
Make an investigation check.
I shall kneel down and investigate. Come on, that's the card. Why? 24.
Sure.
I sincerely hate this dice. Like, it's great, but it's annoying me.
All right. Yeah. In there you find another figurine. Just you can see just the head of it sticking out. This one appears to be of the. Hang on a minute. Just bear with me a second. That's unhelpful. Of Xeros, the
Ooh.
god of judgment and justice.
Mm. Thank you
Um,
very much, tall one.
Harley's just like cracking her back into place.
Yeah. Sure, you do that.
Goodbye, tree. I hope no one else knocks you over.
It chuckles.
Harley has
I
to
hope-
understand none of this was like,
I hope the same for you, little friend. There you go. You can never expect what kind of bullshit NPCs you're going to have to make up on the fly.
Yep, talking trees.
Yeah. Do love speak with plants. Yeah. Couldn't have told you how many or when exactly, but recent is the best you'll get, really, I'm afraid. It's a tree, it can't tell.
That's fair.
It knows day-night cycles, but other than that, really.
We're hot in the drag.
Would have told you around dawn.
Good
So
to know.
maybe 9 hours ago?
We have different ideas of recent, but that's okay. You're a tree. You're very old.
Yes.
What did he say? Dawn?
Yes, it happened around dawn. So
That is very
shouldn't be too
recent.
far.
You have an interesting idea of recent. We should get moving.
We
Yeah.
should.
Cool. Are you being stealthy as you track these things, or are you...
I don't think
It is
stealth
very
enters
difficult to be
into it.
stealthy with a flaming greatsword.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think
And
the
why
rest of
turn
us
it
could
off?
stealth, and we would still be noticed a mile off.
Odd.
I mean,
But raging is also a bonus action, and so is lighting a flame tongue, and that's not happening.
Yeah. All right. Then I'm gonna let this whole thing, because you now know where the tracks are. So you proceed for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, until you can make me a perception check, please. Actually, anybody who wants to. Anyway, you don't have to.
With a -1, I'm going to say nah for now. I'm good.
With a straight up 0, I'm gonna say never mind.
16?
A 16 from Kylie. Off a 7 on the dice. Yes.
I'm very perceptive.
She is a +9. Monks, man. Kylie, you can hear sort of a crashing. Actually, no. You hear a babbling stream, like a river. And you can hear the occasional squawk and it's a bird-like squawk, but then it's quite loud for a bird. And then there's also like a clatter, like bone-on-bone clatter, like two bones banging together. But the noise happens quite a lot. And a splashing noise as well.
I think we're getting close. I can hear something moving about up there, and there's a river.
You can hear the river off to your right, but it's sort of flowing. It's like it's going to cross paths with you relatively soon. As you round a particularly large tree that even the brush-clearing behemoth you are hunting had to go around, you come across the herd. The clearing is sizable. It's about 200 feet across and about 150 wide. The river runs pretty much diagonally across it. It's roughly rectangular. And it runs diagonally across from your right, crossing and then dropping down some mossy rocks on the far left. And the Triceratops is having a drink. Its front legs are submerged a couple of feet into the river, and its roots appear to be absorbing the moisture. And around it, its skin is rugged and bark-like, and its horns all end in branches. So it's got the 3 horns of the Triceratops, but they all end in sort of branches that are covered in silvery pointed leaves. And there are 6 razor beaks in the clearing, scattered around. They're all using their large axe-shaped bills to scrape moss and lichen off the rocks by the river. Each one stands about 10, 12 feet high with dirty yellow plumage, and they routinely they do a bit of digging and then they stick up, look around, do the meerkat thing, then back down again. You notice, however, one is perched in the branches adorning the head of the Triceratops. And it's clearly there on lookout. And as you stick your heads around the corner, it screeches out a warning to the rest of the herd because you are not in any way bothering to be stealthy.
God damn it!
And the Triceratops gives this sort of rumbling bellow as it begins to turn towards to look at you. However, the rest of the herd begin to sort of dart behind it for cover and decide whether or not to flee. What do? You don't have long before this herd might run. And whilst the Triceratops isn't fast, the birds probably are. And you would know enough to know that they would probably ditch it if they needed to.
What's the distance?
Yeah.
Like, do we have a feet range?
You're about 100 feet from the Triceratops. The nearest Razorbeak is 60 feet. There are two on the far side of it, about 120 feet away, and there is three in a cluster near the river, about 60 feet away.
So,
Right.
unless there's any objections, I would like to bonus action fly into a fit of rage, run 40 feet, and using the features from the Soaring Silver Barbarian, throw the flaming greatsword.
I would
So
like
we're rolling initiative,
Yeah.
are we?
Yes, let's roll initiative.
Let's
I wanna
fucking
shoot
roll
something.
initiative.
Unless anyone has any complaints.
I want
I
to
don't
shoot
think so.
something.
Very
I want to
well.
punch something.
Let's roll initiative then. I'm going to roll.
Oh,
Ooh.
come on.
So.
Oh, 23. I am rolling
Only
well
16.
tonight.
Ah,
So
12.
The tree gets a 3.
I'm making up for all those double ones I rolled towards the end of Xander.
12. And. Oh.
This is a stark contrast to the last one shot I
What
was
if I
able to
use the dice that my fish rolled, because that's decidedly more favorable than what I just rolled.
Alrighty. So, can I get Magerak? What did you get?
16.
16. Kylie.
23.
23. Petra.
13.
13. And Isla.
12.
12? Cool. They
Bring
all
out
got
3, yeah.
fairly low. So, Petra, what's your dexterity? Because I imagine they're going to be. Oh no, the dex is +4. So, what's your dex?
My dex is
No,
plus
sorry,
3.
not Petra. Isla. I do apologize.
Sorry, what was the question?
Dex. What's your dex?
15 with a +2.
Cool. Alrighty. They get to go before you, but they're the only ones that do. So, yeah. All right. We begin with Kylie.
I would like to run over to the nearest creature, which I believe is a razorbeak.
Yep. There are 3 in a cluster about 60 feet away from the tree you guys are poking your heads out from behind.
Right.
I will say, Magerak, you are at least 30 feet already into the clearing because you had precipitated this whole business.
Thank you.
In fact, I will give you the surprise round. So just hold up there for a second,
Okay.
Kylie, because it was Magerak who started.
Oh,
this.
yes.
So
That
you
absolutely-
can
I do
make a move
have
and do your
a
throw.
mechanical question for you. So
Very well.
with the Savage Ricochet feature, when I throw my weapon, it can hit another creature within 20 feet of the first enemy. Is that
Yep.
per attack, or does that count as my second attack? Can I do that on each attack? Because it doesn't say anything I can't. It just says
feel like it can.
you may
I feel
choose
like
to
it
have your
does,
weapon
and
ricochet back to your hand, or for a
Yeah.
second attack.
I think
So
it's yeah. You can choose to have it ricochet back to your hand. At which point it doesn't. It stays where it is. You have to go get it.
well, no, it always ricochets back to my hand as if magic or a boomerang. Anyway,
Right.
that's the fun bit. But I'm just curious mechanically, is that for my extra attack feature? Is that like, does that use my 2 attacks?
I would say no.
Or that-
I would say you can do it twice.
So, follow-up question: the first Razorbeak, is there any other creature within 20 feet of it?
There are 2 other Razorbeaks within 20 feet of the first Razorbeak.
Perfect. So, the attack, the weapon will ricochet back to my hand, and as I'm raging with my level 10 ability, the Titan's Grasp, I can dual wield great weapons, and I can throw everything.
Yep.
So,
It's just fucking wild.
in theory, this could be six rolls to hit if they all hit everything. So I'm gonna throw the first flaming greatsword. We'll see what happens.
Come on, I have faith in you.
Magerak just kills everything in his face.
Does an 18 hit the first one?
Yes.
All right, let's get damage on the first one, and the fire damage plus 3 rage damage.
Sure.
Then it will ricochet to the next creature within.
Sorry, can you shout it all out so I can? So 18 plus 8 plus 2?
So 18 to hit, so it's 13 damage on the
right.
first hit total.
13 damage
Then-
total, right? Yep.
You said there is one within
There are 2 others
20
within
feet of
20 feet. If you were picking the central one, there is 2 within 20 feet of it.
So it says you may choose to have your weapon ricochet back to your hand or towards another enemy for a second attack. Would you say I have to roll? Does it use the same roll, or would that be a second
That
roll?
would be a second attack roll, yeah.
Okay, so let's roll the next 13.
A 13. It sees the blade coming and sort of jumps over it, and the blade sort of boomerangs back to you.
All right, then
It
Then I use my
dodges
extra
neatly
attack
over it,
feature.
sort of leaps over that. Yeah.
so I'm gonna try and hit the first one in the line and try and
Count it, and-
conga line this down. 17.
17 does hit. Which one are you aiming for?
The first one I hit, the first on the
Okay,
first range increment, for a total of 23 damage total.
From both attacks or from the two? Just from the second
So
one?
this is the first one that's been hit in the conga line. So there's
Yep.
23 damage on that one,
Uh-huh.
and then the next attack as it goes through to the next one.
Yeah.
If a 14 hits, does it?
Ooh, no. A 14 again. It
So-
sort of ducks under this.
No.
Ooh.
It's just making him angrier.
However, the 23, so 23 damage total on the first razor beak. The sword does neatly sort of lops its head off as it flies through its area, and the head just, you hear this squawk that sort of, because of the flaming nature of the sword, it does a very neat job of cauterizing the wound and takes the thing quite high in the jaw. So the razor beak actually runs around, startled for a few feet before dropping over, before falling over. But it looks like it trips more than just. Yeah, it's still sort of flapping around a bit. It's still got that startled chicken response. All right. So the other two, it's two buddies, both unscathed, but you did take out the first one.
Right.
Cool. Alrighty, Kylie.
Amazing. Right. Kylie is going to sprint over to the nearest Razorbeak and punch it in the face.
If you are sprinting, it's still about 10 feet away from you.
Oh, shit.
I think you have a 50-foot range, and
I
it is a 60-foot. However, I believe you can use monks can double dash for a bonus action. I believe.
Yes.
So,
All right.
you are looking to get all 6 of these razorbeaks, just as a point.
Okay.
She said she wanted about half a dozen.
All righty. Cool. Well, I will use my bonus action to dash so I can reach it,
Yep.
and then I will punch it in the face.
So its face is dominated by a large axe-shaped bill that appears to be, as the name would be, very sharp. So you need to punch it in the side of its head.
Yeah, side of the
otherwise you're
head.
gonna lacerate your hand.
I feel like 28 hits.
Look, it does just about. Yeah. I'll let you have that one.
Oh, I rolled 1 damage. That's sad. I'm going to use a key point to do some more damage.
Very well.
Because I can, because I am a special type of monk. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Kiranin?
Kyranin.
Kiranin?
Kyranin? I don't know.
Kiranin monk.
We call
Which
it chiropractors.
Yes, the chiropractor monk.
Are you going to fix this thing's neck?
In a bad way. I'm going to badly fix its neck. So basically,
Ooh.
I know all the special trigger points. I'm very familiar with joints. So I know exactly where to hit this razor beak in the neck to give it a headache that it's going to really feel. So this is my special ability called the bad pain, which is just great. The bad pain. It is called the bad pain. I hit a creature with an unarmed strike, and I can spend a key point to do additional damage to its joints, which is equal to my martial arts die plus my wisdom modifier.
Very well. So roll a d8 plus your wisdom modifier, which is 5. So another d8 plus 5. Eight.
8 plus
Plus
5.
five.
So that's better.
11,
That's
19 damage all up.
19 damage to this bird.
You, Kylie, how do you do this?
19's
19's the magic number.
Oh shit! Yes, yes.
You king hit this razor beak. Which, for the fans of the Final Fantasy series in the game, basically looks like a chocobo with a weird beak.
Yeah, Kylie's almost super cash about it. She literally just punches it so hard its head, just like.
Yeah, you punch it in such a way that the neck bends unhealthily using your chiropractic skills, and it just sort of drops. It looks like it just goes limp and just drops.
How is that for an adjustment?
Horrifying. Right, Magerak has had his go. He just got to go first. Then it's Petra.
All right. Petra is gonna scamper up the tree we're near to get a good view, and she's gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the big boy.
On the Triceratops. Very well. How high up the tree do you get? You have spider climb, so you can just use your normal movement.
How tall is the big boy?
The big boy is a huge beast, technically speaking. In fact, technically speaking, it's a huge plant. But it would be no more than 40 feet tall. The tips of its branches can get probably 40 feet up.
Oh, I probably don't have 40 feet of movement.
It is about 100 feet away.
It's all right. I'm gonna go up about 30 feet.
Yep, sure. Hunter's Mark on it.
Yep. Fire.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at it.
Shoot it. All right.
Boom.
Shoot it. Yeah. A 23. Yeah, just hits. Yeah.
Excellent. Damage.
10.
And
Plus
then
Hunter's Mark
damage. Boom.
For a further 6. Nice.
And I have
so
multi-attack, so I'm gonna shoot it again.
16 damage. Very nice. 24 also hits.
Hell yeah. Boom.
Getting some serious Trish vibes off this. Another 4 plus the Hunter's Mark again. Oh, this is why Hunter's Mark is great. I only won this time. That averages out. So for another 5. Great.
Excellent.
Yeah, it roars as... Well, can you flavor this? What does it look like? Does your arrow change or anything?
Yes, why not? It glows the same soft mint green as my fur, and I aim for its eyes.
Ooh.
I want to end it quick. No need to make it suffer.
That's interesting. Yeah, as you aim for its eyes, it's really hard to see its face through the boughs of the branches of its horns. But yeah, I would say with the 24, you definitely clock it in its face area, and you feel it doesn't roar exactly. It's more sort of a rumble in the ground. It's almost, you feel it rather than hear its roar of pain. And yeah, it shakes its head like something's bothering its face, essentially. Cool, well done. Next it's now the Razorbeak's turn, and then it's Isla. So you are on deck, Isla. So the Razorbeaks, the other 5, the other 4, one of them is standing near Kylie, and it's going to launch itself at you, Kylie. It's going to try
learn from its friend.
No, well, its friend didn't have a chance. It's going to try and sort of peck at you with its axe-like face, and it's going to make an attack roll. Ooh, well, that's not going to hit. I'm pretty confident a 15 does not beat your AC.
It bounces off my rippling muscles.
So you just tank this, you just flex into it. Very well, you do that. Yeah, it just sort of, its beak deflects off you, and then it looks a little confused, and then it tries again. Filthy 20.
Equals beats.
Equals beats. Kylie, first damage taken in the game. You take 2d6, which is a 1 and a 2 on the dice, so 7 slashing damage. The other 3, one is still perched in the branches, and actually it has its own turn. And the other 2 on the far side are going to dash towards you. That looks like they've decided to join the fight. They run 100 feet. They are double dashing. They are action dashing to get towards you, and are now probably one will be next to Kylie and one is next to Magerak, and they are sort of like they run have the same feel of like raptors when they're sort of their heads down, and the claws are looking really quite nasty. It looks like they'd be nasty to be slashed by a lot of the bits of this creature. Next is Isla.
Fantastic. So how many of these razor beaks have we got left?
4. One
Oh.
just pecked Kylie a bit. One is still in the branches of the Triceratops. The other 2, one is next to Magerak and the other is next to Kylie as well. So there's 2 next to Kylie, 1 next to Magerak.
All right, fantastic. So I'm gonna use my heavy crossbow and also my sharpshooter, and I'm gonna go for the first one that's just gone and pecked Kylie.
Very well.
So that's 11 on the dice plus 11 to hit. So does 22 hit?
A 22 does hit, yes.
All right.
If you're using sharpshooter, does it like add 10 to the DC though? To the AC?
Sorry, it adds plus 5 to hit.
And so would. Oh, okay, so it's adding to your to hit bonus, not
Yes, yes.
Doesn't do extra damage. That's something else. I'm thinking else.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
just the to hit.
Cool. You do
so
that.
We've got 1d10 plus piercing plus sharpshooter plus necro. We've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
A lot of counting. Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
In a good way.
It's, you're using sharpshooter.
8, yeah. Oh, sorry, no, it is -5 to hit. Sorry, my apologies.
That was what I thought.
And
Yeah.
plus 10 to damage. So sorry about that.
So what
would
did
it
you
hit?
roll to hit?
11 on the dice. So that'd be 17.
17, and its AC is added. It gets 5 added to it, basically.
No, that's just with the
We're counting your modifier.
yes.
We're counting the sharpshooter modifier. Okay,
Yes.
a 17 does hit. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 24 damage, piercing, and 5 necrotic.
24 piercing damage does
Yes.
knock it out.
Yes.
Yeah, it squawks as this. Describe it to me. What does it look like?
So I've, my crossbow that you guys probably have seen the form of previously, just looks like a kind of a standard crossbow, but it's made out of metal with all these sort of, geometric glowing lines all over it. And as I go and take the shot, you see these beams of light sort of join from the outside to the middle and then to the front, and then just this beam of light goes across and just straight through the head of this bird and then out the back. Brains
Nice.
everywhere.
It does. It's rushing towards you. It's rushing towards Kylie, and it sort of squawks and then just drops to the floor, round about at Kylie's feet, and just sort of collapses. Yes,
All right, I'll take my second attack and shoot at the second one next to Kylie.
very well. You do that.
Same routine. Sorry, that's not a d20. That is a 14 on the dice. And again, using my sharpshooter.
Yep.
So 14, 25, so 20 to hit.
Yep.
Yep.
Does hit.
This d8 was nice to me. That is a d10. I'm an idiot. Yeah, cool. So d10 plus 16. So all up. Sorry, my brain is so tired. I'm so sorry, guys. 26 piercing damage and 5 necrotic.
Yes. Again, drops. Dropping like, well, dead birds, really. Very well. There's only one left. It's standing next to Magerak, and it's the Triceratops' turn. The Triceratops is going to roar as you see its buddies, its little feathery buddies, are getting pounded quite badly. And it is going to lower its antlers and charge at Magerak.
Old choice.
Well, he's
Go for the one that's on fire.
He's the one who's on fire, and this thing doesn't like fires. So it is going to charge at you, Magerak. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a 25 probably hits, probably beats your AC.
Just about. I think 1 or 2 over.
Yeah, alrighty, good. So yeah, it does. You take... Oh wow, I'm gonna need all my D8s for this. Oh, that's pretty good. 12, 14...
Is it though?
19 plus 6, 25 points of piercing damage.
I have resistance.
Yeah, I know. However,
you look so pleased with yourself.
I know. It was a choice between the monk with a ridiculously high AC or the barbarian who's only going to take half damage. Can you make me, and I know it's a silly thing to ask, particularly as you're raging, can you make me a strength save?
For you, I suppose, yeah. 19?
19 does beat the DC. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. Yeah, you take that. And then the razor beak in its branches is going to swoop down, sort of a lunge at you, and it's going to make a razor attack. Oh, wow. It makes 2 of them. A pair of 18s on the dice plus 7 each time, another 2 25s.
Let's go.
How many 18s tonight?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. So I'm just going to roll 4d6s. 10, 13, 17 plus 8.
25 again.
25 again, isn't it? Yeah.
Half to
you
12.
are another 25. This is slashing, which you are also resistant.
Half to 12.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I drop below 100.
Yeah, this is it. Look, I'm trying, all right? And we go back to the top of the order. And I think there, ladies and gents, we will take a short breaklet. We've been going for a little while now, so we will go and give our players a quick rest and recuperation, and we shall go for part 2 and see if they can't topple this Triceratops. So stick around for more Fool's Gold silliness. I hope you're enjoying it. We're having a bit of fun. Oh, there's Siri. Hey, Siri. There's my ridiculous mop of a dog cuddling her mummy. Mother of doggos as well. And yeah, we shall be back shortly. Say goodbye, everybody.
See you soon.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen of Aston Ahoy, and good evening to you. It is I, Josh the Pirate, back with my ridiculous crew for One Shot Wednesday. Welcome to Fool's Gold. Welcome to the campaign that they are doing on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. There are links in the chat. It's a pretty fun thing. We're having a play around with some of the racial types and subclasses that come along in the campaign. Check it out now. Head over to Kickstarter with the links in chat. We have a special roll for damage link as well. So it lets them know that you were sent by us, basically. Cool. And yeah, we've got Petra, the weaver person, the sort of spider folk. We have Kylie, the chiropractor monk. We have Magerak, the soul-bound barbarian, which is one of theirs as well, and Isla'v, who is a four-climber, which is another of the races from the book, and from the amazing game that Sips, Dingo Doodles, has on their YouTube channel. So you can check that out there. Alrighty, back in the combat, back in the thing. Kylie, it is your turn.
Right.
There are 3 dead razorbeaks at your feet. There's another one that's bothering Magerak. In fact, there are 2 that are bothering Magerak. And a Triceratops is also bothering him a bit as well.
Right.
They're all about 20 feet away from you.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm just going to deal with these razorbeaks. So I'm just going to run over and punch the nearest razorbeak.
Very well. You run over and punch the nearest razorbeak.
16.
Ooh. Does.
Yay!
Just.
I punch
Actually,
it.
just.
8 points of damage. So
It takes 8 points of damage.
And I'm going to. I get to hit it again because I have made an attack with an unarmed strike. So I can make another unarmed strike as a bonus action. So I'm going to hit it with my flurry of blows.
Very well, do that. knock me up another one. Come on, up.
15? 15?
Hey, 15. No, 15 is not high enough.
Damn it. I am disappointed.
However, you do another one. Flurry of Blows is 2 unarmed attacks, and you also have extra attack, so you're only like halfway through the amount of attacks you can do.
Cool, I'm 19.
An 18 does hit. An 18 hits, yeah.
Fantastic. That takes 11 points of damage.
Yes. Oof. So
On
11
top
plus
of
8.
the... Is it dead now?
Oh, it does. You knock it out. 19 is the magic number.
Yay! Awesome. And I will use my final blow to strike the other one.
Very well. You do that. Sorry, the dog is being a pest.
She is.
She wants to come in. She opens the door, and Karen and I are only about 6 meters away from each other, so you can hear me in Karen's mic, so I have to close the door. And the dog disagrees. Alrighty, a 27. Yeah, look. It does actually hit on a 27, yes.
Fantastic. And it takes 12 points of damage.
Oof. The last one takes 12 points of damage. Yeah, you do that. 12 points of nasty chiropractor from a lizard person damage. Very well. Yeah, didn't enjoy that. And it looks at you like, right, you're on the list. You're on the list, buddy. You are the list. Do you do anything else? You make sure to cross off that key point that you use for Flurry of Blows, but otherwise, yeah.
I believe that is everything I can do.
Very well. Magerak. There's a big tree boy and an injured Razorbeak that Kylie appears to be sort of bludgeoning into submission next to you.
Great sword in one hand, great axe in the other. I'm going to just go, nah, reckless attack. And going to, with the great sword twice first, just try and bludgeon the Triceratops twice in the face.
With the great axe?
With the great sword first. The great axe is the offhand, of course, because the great axe usually is.
Yeah, silly. Yeah. Alrighty. Make two attacks then.
16 on the first one.
A 16 does not.
16. Okay. Second attack. I feel like a 27 might.
A 27 does. Yes. That is what you needed.
So that is. Do you want the breakdown or do you just want the total?
Yeah, look, the total is fine.
So that is 23 damage, 7 of which is fire in case it is vulnerable. It is tree made, you said, so just
27.
In case.
Very well.
23.
Oh, sorry, 23. Yep, all right.
7 of which is fire. And then on the offhand, I'm going to come in with the great axe.
Very well.
Still all reckless.
Flame on.
Dirty 20?
Ooh. A filthy 20 does hit.
So that is 17, including my rage damage.
Nice. Another 17 from the axe. 17. Ooh. It's slashing.
Slashing.
That is interesting. Yeah, it takes that.
Does it look like more so?
It does take it. It doesn't take it more so. No, I was trying to decide, but no, it would not. Cool. Yeah, that's you. Unless you have anything else you wish to do. It's still standing.
As a barbarian, that's pretty simple.
You've cleaved into one of its forelegs rather nastily. It's got several large gashes in it. Where would you have been striking it, actually? I don't want to say it for you. Where would you have been hitting it?
Oh, look, I'm definitely like neck.
Okay, you're trying to like behead
trying to decapitate this thing.
Very well.
Slowly
yeah,
but surely.
It's not happy about that situation at all. Very well. But it doesn't appear to have succumbed to your blows yet. Petra, you are up.
Alrighty. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scamper just a little higher, put me well out of range, because you never know.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to shoot it again, aiming for the neck. I'm gonna follow Mag's lead and go for a neck blow.
Very well. 26 does actually hit, yes.
All right. Damage. More damage.
A little bit more.
I also have the Colossus Slayer feature, which means once per turn, I can deal an extra D8 if the thing isn't on full health. which it
It
isn't.
definitely isn't.
Extra D8.
Very well.
Roll. Roll. Oh, I didn't mean to do 2. Just do.
Take the 6. So
Take the 6.
18 for the first shot.
And then I get to
yeah.
shoot again.
It actually sort of slashes like across the back of its neck, carving a deep furrow. And you've already Magerak's already done several nasty gashes down one side of the neck as well. So it's like you're working your way around the oaky mass that is this Triceratops.
Well, I see that wound we've opened up, and I try to extend it some more with my second shot.
Very well, do that. A 15 does not hit.
Damn.
Very well.
Getting worse,
anything
you could have
else?
crit failed and hit one of us.
I'm not like that. You have to really fuck up to shoot someone else when you're trying to hit a tree.
Yeah.
All right. And I don't think it's one time in 20 that you do that. I just think that's horseshit. Alrighty. So next it's actually Isla, because all the Razor Beaks that were going at that particular initiative slot are dead now. So Isla, it's your turn.
So there's no more Razor Beaks.
There is one Razor Beak, but it was going at a different initiative because it's slightly different.
Oh. Oh, okay then. How
It's the
far
one
away
Kylie
is
is going on up against. It basically just Kylie, you're up in this thing's grill now. It's the alpha. It's the big boy.
Oh,
It's not the it's the lead female actually, but I don't know what the matriarch of the
the matriarch.
There you are.
it?
There you are.
Got it.
the boss
Okay.
bitch. I'm gonna punch the boss bitch.
Yeah.
Very well. Well,
It's-
it's about to punch you actually, but
All right. Well, in that case, I will do the shooty bang bang thing, and I will do it with sharpshooter.
okay.
So hopefully, I can do the thing. Crossbow. Do I just hit DC? Is that 17, 27? So 22.
Yes, does hit.
Yes. So 1d10 plus 16 plus 5 is what it is. That's so sad. So 19 damage and 5 necrotic,
Yeah.
and that's piercing. And,
Takes that. Yeah.
and I'll go again. Same one. 8.
I mean, it hits. Definitely hits.
Damn, I didn't put it in. Shit, I didn't put it into crit on that. Ah! Oh, okay.
What,
okay.
you were intending to crit on a 19?
Yeah, I actually have something that allows me to crit on a 19 to 20,
Ah.
but I didn't activate it, so never mind. So it was a 7. My maths is so bad today.
Should I assume you are
Yeah.
sharpshooting unless you say otherwise? Because you didn't declare you were sharpshooting that second time. Just clarifying.
I didn't.
No.
So sorry. Then yes.
But I assumed you were.
Yes, that's
yeah.
correct. Sorry, my apologies on that one. Yeah.
Cool. In which case, what's the damage?
16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 23 piercing and 5 necrotic.
Oof. Oof. Yeah. These two glowing. What color are they?
The beams,
Yes.
it's like sunlight.
Oh, very nice. These two blinding radiant bolts hit this creature in the side of the head, Kylie, and you think for a moment it's going to drop, but it sort of shakes its head and actually looks at Isla, who just shot it, and sort of glares at you. And then it squawks something, and the tree boy appears to listen because it charges straight at you, Isla.
Oh, fantastic.
I have Sentinel.
Yep, sure.
You're not allowed to have fun feat that barbarians sometimes take. So
Very
can I
well.
try and stop that?
I love that.
Yeah, very well. What's the deal?
So Sentinel, if something tries to move out of my attack of opportunity range and I make an attack of opportunity, its speed is changed to 0.
Ah, okay. Very well.
And do you root it? Would my relentless attack, like my reckless, is that still going through? Actually, I'll check the wording. Is it end of turn or end of round? 1 second. I will have to check this. During this turn, so no, it is no longer reckless because my turn would be over, but I can still make a sentinel attack, so I assume 11 will not do it though.
No. It leaves your threat area and barrels towards Isla. And it is going to, it's going to try and gore you, Isla.
Should have used my bonus action.
Oh dear, that is,
Shit.
it's a natural 20. So we roll an altogether unhealthy number of d8s for this damage. It took exception to you shooting its friend. There's 1, admittedly, on the first one. 11. That could have been worse. 20. 11 was 30. 25. 34 plus 6. It's around 40 points of bludgeoning, goring damage. Actually, it's piercing damage, technically. And Isla, can you please make me a strength save? Because you've just been hit by this enormous tree beast. As it bellows
strength?
its rage towards you. Yes, strength.
Oof, 13.
It knocks you prone. And now here it says trampling charge. If the target is knocked prone, the Triceratops can make 1 stomp attack as a bonus action, which I'm afraid it's going to do. A 13 on the dice plus 9. 22?
Yep, that'll hit.
Ooh, okay. 3d10. That escaped. A 4, a 7, and a 10. 21, 27 more points of damage, I'm afraid.
It's all right. I'll get my healing trigger point fingers ready.
All right.
Oh, lovely.
That is its turn, however. And the boss matriarch lady is going to peck at Kylie.
What a bitch.
Oh, wow. Another crit. That's a natural yeet, Karen. And a 19 for their 2 attacks.
How dare you use the natural yeet against me?
It was the dice Karen gave me. So, yeah, wow. Okay. So that's a lot of d6s. 10, 15, 20. Oh, God, 30. That was 4 5s and a 6, plus 8. So 38 points of damage on the chiropractor.
Jesus!
And that's her turn done.
Jesus.
We go back to the top of the order. Kylie.
I'm just not going to do that calculation in my head, so give me a second. 92. Okay, cool.
This thing is looking really unhealthy. It's had a lot of the feathers around its head and neck burnt off by the radiant bolts coming from Isla.
Right. Well, it's going to get punched again. Because now it's pissed me off.
Yeah, it does that.
Motherfucker. I'm really angry and I missed.
Does not, yeah. You've probably got an extra attack or 2, though.
Yeah, I'll hit it again. And it's a 27 that time. Missing
27.
makes me even angrier. I'm just like...
27 does hit it, yes.
Excellent.
Basically, I think you're going to struggle to not kill it. Isla did a heck of a lot of damage to this creature.
Right, well,
yeah.
It's going to take another 9.
9 actually is enough. You needed 5. Yeah. This is what I mean. I'm pretty sure your bonus was enough to do this. Yeah, it makes a sort of a dull squawk as you uppercut it. I'm going to say you go in under the chin, and it goes slow-mo, sort of, and collapses backwards. I think the dodos in Ice Age.
That was exactly what I was picturing.
Yeah. Right. You've got a bonus action, and you're standing about 70 feet away from an angry Triceratops.
Well, I can't get to it and attack it.
Actually, from its rear, you'd probably only be about 50 feet away. It's a very large creature.
Am I allowed to use my action to get to it and then my bonus action to
Well, you
punch
can
it in
use
the
a
ass?
movement to get to it and then use your bonus action to punch it in the ass, yes.
Yes, I would like to do that. Yeah, so it's going to take a flurry of blows to the ass.
Oh, okay. So you're going to because you can use a bonus action to just make one attack, or you can flurry of blows and get two.
I have to burn another key to do it. Oh, but I can get them back if we take a short rest. It's fine. I'll burn another key and flurry of blows to the ass.
Very well. Flurry of blows it in the ass.
Mainly because I just like saying that.
Yeah.
Karen
should not be allowed to play monks, chat. Fisted to death. Yes, Omi. I mean, no, Omi. No. All right. Flurry
does
blows
a
to hit. 25 does, yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's only 7 damage though.
Look, it takes 7 damage.
To the ass. And
7 ass damage.
another 25, so it hits again. And it takes 10.
10. Very well. It takes that. You do that. You're at the level where, like, your attacks are magic, right?
Good
I think
question.
monk attacks at level 12 are magical.
Thanks.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. It definitely takes the full there. Cool. It's really looking not healthy at all now, and it's Magerak's turn. Magerak, it's about 50 feet away from you. It's as far away from you as it was from Kylie. It sort of maneuvered around you and ignored you and ran away from you. But 50 feet will get you to its ass. 70 feet will get you to its neck.
I didn't say you could do that. So I have a question about how you personally rule jumping, because I know 1 foot of movement is 1 foot per jump, but if I in theory can jump more, how do you rule jumping? Because I know it's so finicky.
I have no particular. I've never really encountered.
Or do you just do
never
it
really
raw?
had players.
Like,
I would say I have no issue with the mental idea of you doing your full movement as a run up and then a jump. If it's something that's sort of part of your class, not at a problem with that at all. And
it's
very much
simply the relentless leap that gives me, like, basically I can do a 40-foot like that way jump if I have a running start, but my movement
it won't
technically
get you
limits
very
me to 40
high,
feet.
though.
No, that's just a straight leap.
Yeah.
That's not a high jump. I'm just wondering, could I get to its neck, or I'm perfectly fine attacking its ass if that's how it has to be.
I would say if you were, so you can do a 40-foot leap after your movement. Is that what you're asking?
At least 10 feet minimum, but my movement speed total is meant to be 40. So I just don't know like how you rule jumping. Do it.
I really like the mental, all right, this is more of a sort of a, don't take this as read forever ever, but I have no issue with you running up, taking a flying leap and finishing the job of decapitating this creature, given it's only got 3 hit points left.
Well, I'm gonna reckless while I do it. Do you want me to roll?
Yes, I think that would be important.
What? Roll? What do you think?
So the
is?
first one's 27.
Which is why I wasn't that worried. So the way I'm picturing this is that Magerak says, I didn't say you could do that.
28 damage.
Yeah, you did a whole 25 more than you needed to. You jog after it, and then you sort of throw your arms above your head, lifting your whole body up into the air and bring it down. And you finish the job of severing its head with your flame tongue. And you land standing pretty much next to Isla'v, who is prone on the floor underneath one of its tree-like feet. It's sort of, and it actually doesn't collapse. It remains standing, which is probably for the best because Isla'v's underneath it. The head falls off, and it stops moving. And there are a few branches sticking out of it at other points that sort of just whistle in the breeze now, and everything goes really quite quiet and calm.
Ow.
And yeah, we're out of combat.
And I have proficiency, and I have them on me as some wood carver's tools, because I just hack off like a 3 foot long branch just to take as a memento.
Sure, you definitely can do that. I have no problem with that at all.
Meta question: does anyone other than me have healing abilities?
No.
Okay, cool.
I get very angry though.
Alrighty. So yeah.
And I'm just finding my healing thing.
I would remind you that setting off the flare is a good idea, so it can bring the people out to gather the stuff. The sooner they can gather it, the sooner there is a sort of a rush on it.
Cool.
But
well, I'm gonna
push you to do
drag
that.
Isla'v out from underneath the Triceratops. Then I'll just grab whatever limb is closest to me and just haul her out.
He's had a bit of
Ow.
smushing damage.
And then I will use my ability, the Good Pain, which is excellent. I love this naming strategy. Basically, I can use a key point to adjust the joints or the trigger points of a creature to restore hit points, equal to a roll of my martial dice plus my wisdom modifier. And it is 3 rolls at level 12. So
Nice.
I'm going to use a key point to do 3d8.
Plus 5.
3d8 plus 5. Why can't I see a d8? Am I blind? There it is. Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
imagining this 15 plus 5, 20
20 points of healing to Isla'v.
of chiropractic damage. And I'm imagining this, you know how when in Kung Fu Panda, when they've all been frozen by Tai Lung,
Yes.
and they're sort of doing the chiropractic to unlock them, and it looks very much like that. It's sort of these quick, fast motions that bend things in ways that really were not designed to be bent that way, and then looks like, oh god, oh that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like spaghetti. Just, I'm fine again. I'm no longer made out of wood and joints. Like,
Once I've done it, I'll just be like, and I'll just pat her on the shoulder and be like, can you set off that flare now? I'm so hungry, Isla'v. I can't even express.
Petra, do you remain in the tree or do you get now?
Oh no, I scamper down to see my friends. I say,
Very well.
that was a really good fight.
I still have key points left, so I'm going to heal myself as well.
Oh, okay.
Petra, your
Absolutely.
encouragement is impeccable with timing, as always.
Kylie, are you burning? How many key points are you burning?
I'm just going to burn 1 and see how I go.
Very well. And Isla'v, do you set off the thing? Very well. In which case, the second time not so great. Kylie, you get 13 points of healing damage on yourself as you readjust your own joints. It's probably because you're having to do it like one-handed.
Yeah, I'm kind of like lying and like swinging my leg over, trying to crack my back, and I do it a bit.
A small part of the felled creature as a sort of roller.
I'm probably going to do that again, actually, because we still got one thing to fight.
Well, so here's the thing. Can you make me all con saves, please? As this purple gust of sort of smoke flies into the air, and it does so with a degree of sort of, it's a bit shiny and surprising, and a flock of birds sort of scatters as it goes. Con saves, please. Magerak, 16. Petra, 18.
17.
Isla'v, 22 and a 17. Wow. Cool. Yeah, nothing appears to have happened. I would say you all get a sensation of relaxation. Like you feel a bit calm now, as though your tasks are done, but nothing bad, like nothing negative to you.
Interesting. Can I insight that sensation?
what did you get? You got a 17. I would say you're not really aware of it.
Oh,
I
okay.
would say the one who is aware of it would be Isla. Isla, you get you feel a bit chilled. Could be because of all the chiropractic, could be because you just got stomped by a tree thing. But yeah, you feel surprisingly relaxed for what just happened.
Cool. Well, I'm going to quickly burn another key point and heal myself up some more.
Very well, you do that.
How much healing do we have in the group? Because I'm only 24 points down, still at 119 HP, but I wouldn't mind going back to 143.
I think Kylie's the only one with it.
Motherfucker.
Ooh,
I'd like to examine the little thing that shoots off the flare rocket, whatever it is. Is it like a little kind of...
Yeah, it's basically a small bamboo, like a length of bamboo, and one end has a little foil cap, and the other end has a pull string.
So it's a giant party popper.
Basically, yeah.
Fantastic. Can I examine the tip of it where the foils now come off and just check for any powder residue? And
yeah, you can certainly do that.
Investigation?
Yeah, investigation would do it.
If we take a short rest, I can regain my key points, which I would like to do. So I'm happy to burn the rest of them, healing us all back up to.
Yeah.
Am I going to get a short rest, DM, or should I not rely on that?
From an 18, the trick is that partially there is a time constraint on this mission. At 18, what is it you're trying to ascertain, Isla?
I'm trying to figure out if this has got some sort of like medicinal properties that we weren't really told about. Like, does this smell like a relaxation oil, or has this got some sort of a numbing agent in it?
It does have a slight numbing agent in it, but you wouldn't link it to the feeling of relaxation, because the relaxation, there's just no particular reason for it to be linked. Like, you started feeling the relaxation pretty much as soon as you set it off, before the dust started coming back down.
Okay.
And can I get another con save, please?
We need to move.
Yes.
This is the DM telling us all to get out of this area.
I think it's because I sniffed it.
Oh
dear. 15, 7. Isla's good. Kylie?
21.
Ooh, all right. The very ground beneath you erupts in noxious vapors which sting the nostrils and knock the sense back into you. You all felt a little bit chill. And can I get, Newton Scan, would you roll me 1d10 in chat, please? This is to determine how much necrotic damage that Petra and Magerak are going to take from this nasty gas that the mossy ground underneath you is emitting. 10 on the dice, Newton Scan. Thank you very much. 10 necrotic damage to each of you.
Oof. You're dead to us, Newton Scan. How dare you?
I'm still above 100.
I am going to keep that. And just in time, and as this is happening, you hear a roar of anger come seemingly out of nowhere.
There's a fucking moss wyvern hiding here, isn't there?
We're standing on it.
And apparently the Razorbeak herd had taken for a pile of mossy boulders near the entrance to the clearing where you are standing, about 40, 50 feet away from you, has begun to move. Moss falling away from its grey-green scales, the moss wyvern raises its pointed snout and roars again. It was quite content to have you kill its dinner for it, but it takes issue with then removing said repast. Please roll me initiative.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
a no on the short rest, right?
Yeah.
That would be a solid no on a short rest, I'm afraid.
Well, I did what I could,
Hey,
guys.
Kylie, don't burn all your key points. You are sitting on a moss wyvern right now.
Could I roll above an 8 tonight?
Oh shit!
look,
Sorry,
please.
I rolled the wrong dice. Hang on. Oh, I didn't get 9 for initiative this time. I am sad.
Very well. That's okay.
With advantage, I got an 8 on the dice. So
Oh,
There we go. So Kylie got a
we're all
9.
startled.
Magerak got a 10. Petra got
8.
an 8. Isla, what did you get? A 5. Excellent. And the Moss Wyvern, MW, gets an 11 plus quite a bit, let's be honest. No, it's a straight 11, which is still enough to beat all of you. Cool. Very well. Moss Wyvern goes first. I think that's appropriate.
Well, it did just surprise the shit out of us. So
Yeah, well, look, and it's okay. So it is going to roar at you, and then it is going to pounce. Are you all sort of clustered together?
yeah, I feel that would be appropriate.
I
Yeah.
think we're
Yeah.
all standing around talking.
Yeah. So this creature, it's about 60 feet away from you. It has the appearance of a dragon, but where most dragons would have 4 legs and a pair of wings, wyverns only have 2 legs and then the wings. So they've got the back legs. They use their wings like front legs and walk like bats do. This one is going to sort of take a big swoop, a gusting swoop with its wings, and lands right on top of you all, basically. And it takes a swipe at look, who's in chat? Omi, can you roll me 1d4? And I'm going to go across the top of the screen. So 1 is Magerak, 2 is Petra, 3 is Kylie, and 4 is Isla. This will determine who the attacks go at. Exclamation mark, roll space 4, Omi, please. Unless you're still in your meeting, in which case I don't want to interrupt. A 1, it goes at Magerak. Or Magerak, sorry. Magerak.
Anyone else I would have been able to sentinel attack back, but nah.
It's going to make its multi-attack at you. So it is going to make a first attack is its claws. 19 on the dice.
Yeah.
All right. For 2d8.
I'm not raging, so this is going to be
No.
full damage.
So a 14 damage. Could be worse. Could be worse. And then
I'm
it's
now
going
below
to try
100.
and sting you. The sting, a 17.
It's
Oh,
AC 15. I have a lot of HP,
Oh.
but not a lot of AC.
Yeah. That's barbarians. Taking. Oh gosh. All right. So this is what you're good at, though. Please make a DC 17 con save.
I haven't rolled above an 8, so you know how this is going to go from.
Well,
18.
it should play out. All right. So you only take half the damage from the poison. You take the full. You take 7 plus 6, so 13 piercing damage, and then I have to roll a heck of a lot of d6s. That's 8, 9, 14, 17, 22, 32, 34. 34 points of poison damage, which you half. So 17. The sting is the big one. Its tail lashes out and sort of you get a barb straight in the chest. And whilst you're tanking your way through it, dragon to dragon, sort of making eye contact with this thing, it's still unpleasant for you. And you feel the poison sort of coursing through your veins, and you're very much going like, no.
Don't blink.
That's unpleasant, but no. All right. Next up is Josh to change the music because it's a bit chilled. And then we go to Magerak, it's your turn.
Wait, I rolled the highest with a 10?
Yeah, that's it, man. It was a 10.
Guys.
Of all of you, it was an 11,
But you-
10, 9, 8, 5 on the initiative. The only
So-
thing that goes before anything is the layer itself.
I'm going to fly into a fit of rage and be like, no. And I have a great axe in one hand. Is the stinger like in me, or did it pull it out?
Oh, it pulls it back out again. It doesn't.
Okay.
It's not going to leave.
So
its
I can
tail
only make 2
exposed.
attacks because I've rage. So it's going to be 2 attacks with the flaming greatsword, and it's just going to be like trying to crack at this thing.
Very well.
Reckless, I will say. So not 20, which is brutal critical. So this is going to be a bit of math. Let me just and I will stack the d6s because it's going to be an extra 5d6. So that's 11 plus 3, so 14 damage, and then on top of that, 33 plus 3, 36 points of damage on the first attack.
On the first attack, 36. All right, hang on then. So yeah.
Of which
It'll be real
that
quick.
will be 16 fire if it matters.
No, but yes, noted. Thank you.
Okay, and then second attack, because that was the first one. 26.
Does hit. Yes.
Okay. That's 15 and 25 points of damage total. Just
Ow. Yeah, very well. Yes, it doesn't like that at all. And you are again. I am assuming sort of aiming for decapitating blows. Whilst it is you're definitely hitting it. It's managing to ride its neck out of the killing sweeps that you are making. It's hurting it, but it's not. You are not doing what you are intending to do. Do you back off? Or you just stay where you are. You're all happy and
no,
good there?
I am going to purposely make it so I am as close to this thing as I can get with having all my allies as close as I can. So if it tries to hit anyone else, I can whack back.
Kylie, it is your turn. Magerak and it are like grill to grill, but it's a large creature. Technically speaking, it's actually only a large creature, so it only occupies a 10-foot square. But you could easily stand next to him or flank it or do something else.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go over and punch it. I'm a lizard of simple pleasures. One of them is punching things.
It is as well, actually, a lizard of simple pleasures. It likes eating things.
We have a lot in common in different circumstances.
It's a real shame.
We'd be buddies. We'd go eat barbecue together. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, how do you do this?
Unfortunately, I only rolled an 11, so I feel like I don't.
No, this time it. I'm going to say it pulls a Magerak, and you punch it in its hip, and it just like ignores you.
Right, well, I'm going to hit it again with my second attack. I don't take kindly to being ignored. Come on. Yes! 28.
Look, with your plus to hit, you really ought to be hitting at least half the time. Yeah, you do that.
All right, we're going to do some bludgeoning damage. 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm going to burn a key point to do the bad pain.
Oh.
Which will give me
This is just stack the extra damage?
Yeah, 3d8s of extra damage plus my wisdom.
Plus 5, yep.
I have it open, but stop
Plus
scrolling.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus your wisdom mod. Yeah.
Okay. I want some big numbers. Oh, great. I got an 8
Big
and
money.
then a 1 and a 2.
Look, plus 5, so 16 plus 12. So a full 28 points of damage on this thing. Yeah, wow. Good. You do that. Do you do anything else? You've burned a key point already. You have a bonus action.
Yes, I think I will bonus action flurry of blows. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Excellent. That will be another 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
20, so that hits as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and I get 6 for that one.
6. Oh, look. Pretty rubbish after your initial flying start. But it still definitely did not enjoy that experience at all. You have its attention now. It may
good.
it may be aware of you at this point. Petra, I believe it's you. And Isla, you're on deck.
First things first, going back up my tree. I like it there, feels safe.
Fuck this. Yeah. So I'm going to say very high up the tree, though. Probably only about 10, 15 feet.
That's fine. It feels nice just to have it at my back.
Sure.
Next thing I do is I'm going to use my web ability that I get to do once per long rest. And I'm specifically going to try and clog up its stinger, if I can.
Ooh, okay. So you're going to try and web its stinger to the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the range on your web?
60 feet.
Okay, sure. Cool. So this is a weaver ability.
Yes, it is.
Very well. So is it an attack roll?
It essentially works the same as the web spell, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So it's a dex save, I believe.
Yes, web. Yeah. That's gonna be helpful at all. Let us make a dex save then. No, nat 20.
My webs. I wasted my webs. It's fine. I'm not mad.
I am.
That's all I can do then. I was caught so off guard. I feel like I failed as a spider.
Look, only a little bit. I'm sorry. I do apologize. So this is my fancy dice. It's either a natural yeet or a natural fuck. And I do apologize. I misread the yeet as a fuck. So the fuck is a yeet. It was a nat 1. Yeah, you get it. I do apologize.
I've made OP proud.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Fucker loves you.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I do apologize. Numbers are better on dice, but I do love my nat yeet dice. Yeah,
So
so
the
there's a
web's
dexterity
worked.
save. The web did work. Yes, you have pinned its stinger to the floor.
Love it.
Yeah, cool. You do that. And the webs, they last for an hour. They have any fire damage?
It's
Yeah,
flammable, but
Yeah. But can they be damaged in any other way? Yeah, it looks like you can. I don't think so. Yeah.
So if set on fire, would they just disintegrate, or would it stick to the
I mean, it would
liquid
burn the
and
creature,
burn
but
it?
they would also disintegrate.
yes.
Cool. Alrighty. Does it matter? Yeah.
In fairness to him, it's like a
Spinner, I'm
What
not
is-
going to tell you which.
it's like an AB crystal sort of shimmer to it, and it's like gold lettering. It's not easy to read. As a dice, it's poorly designed. As a thing of beauty, it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's so sexy. It's yeah, it's like a faceted glass. It's really, really lovely thing. Alrighty, cool. Yeah, Petra, nice. Anything else to add to that? You can do a bonus action.
Might as well use my Hunter's Mark bonus action.
Consider it hunted, marked.
Excellent.
Isla, you
Yes.
are up.
All right. I will do my once per short rest ability of Hexblade's Curse.
Sure.
So I will cast the wyvern in front of me, and then I'm gonna shoot it
Very well.
with, you know what? Yeah, let's shoot it for now. With my
Sharpshooter or not?
crossbow. Yeah, we'll sharpshooter it.
Okay. That
It's alright, I've
will
got another
not-
shot. 17 to hit though, would that
She
work?
has another shot.
I love gets another shot.
I like it's another shot.
If you're 17 would be -5, so no.
Yeah, so no.
29 would though.
Yes! Awesome. Okay,
That's what we want.
that's what we're looking for. And I'm going to use my... What do I want to do? I'm going to use my Eldritch Smite
Ooh.
on this yacht.
Do you get to choose to do that after you've hit?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I did double check this one.
Very well.
So it uses up one of my spell slots. That's including.
Oh, if it's
a
one of them, then yes,
68
yeah.
Yeah, it's 68 force damage. So we've got 6. Let me. I'm gonna
12?
not
Not
do the
bad.
math on this one because I remembered we've got so it's 6, 16, and then we've got the 5 necrotic damage as well. So that's 22 piercing damage plus 5 necrotic. plus
22 piercing plus 5 necrotic is 27.
6d8. How do I
Yeah,
roll?
please roll them.
Those?
Being high level is fun.
6. Roll.
Watch us rain down death and pain.
Why
Spend as
then?
long as we do on that
17.
as maths.
Force damage, and it is knocked prone.
Sure. I'm gonna say, is it just automatically knocked prone?
It's automatically knocked prone.
Okay. So can you give me all of that numbers added together, please? You said 12 plus, like, you've thrown an awful lot of numbers at me.
Sorry, so that would be 22 and 17, and so that's 39, and then 5 necrotic. So all up, 44 damage.
44 damage.
Yep.
Very well.
Knocked prone,
And what? And knocked prone.
Yep. And then with my movement, because
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I can't cast anything else. Wait, do I have a bonus action? I can't do anything with my bonus action. Yeah, okay. In that case, with my movement, I'm just going to run away.
Yeah. Very well. It is prone on the ground. And it's back to the top of the order, which is...
Its turn. Yay!
No, actually not. The ground around you suddenly
Oh, fuck the lair.
erupts into it was initially spikes too small to see in the moss around you. Now these spikes become huge, the size of arrows, sticking out of the ground basically everywhere as the wyvern gets back up to its claws. And at the beginning of each of your turns, you'll find out what that does. It looks very difficult to walk through, though, and it gets back up onto its feet. Its stinger appears to be out of action. However, it is going to. It's going to attack Kylie, I think, this time.
Aww.
I'm going to say it's going to make an action to. Yeah, it doesn't manage to free its stinger as it lashes about and tries to get its tail free. It rolled another crit fail, actually, Rach, too. So it's going to make a bite and a claw attack instead against Kylie. Pretty sure. Wow. It is a plus 10 to hit, so 21 and 26. Kylie?
Yeah, it hits me twice.
Can I sentinel attack it? When you're done.
If it's attacking somebody else, then yes, I believe you can. However, Kylie is going to cop a fair old amount of... Where are all of them? Where have they gone? Oh, there. 6, 5, and 1, 8, 13, 17, plus 12, 29. 29 damage, Kylie. Mostly slashing, some piercing.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yes,
So
and
28
Magerak
to hit.
can. Yes, does.
And that is going to be 23 points of damage to it as I just smack back. No.
Leave Kylie alone.
Very well, you do that. Yeah, it doesn't enjoy that at all. Cool, you do that. And that's its turn, basically. It's stuck to the ground by its tail, so it cannot move, and even if it could, Magerak's there. Otherwise it would have definitely gone for Petra. It did not like the web at all. But there we go. Magerak, it's your turn, I believe.
You and me. And now that I've rage, I can do 3 attacks, and I'm going to reckless all of them. So,
Magerak, please make. You are going to take 2d4 points of piercing damage. because of the tiny spikes that are sticking up into you. In fact, you all do, so let's just roll that now, shall we? Gunne, can you type !roll space 4 in chat? And I'll also get, who else is here? Spina, can you do the same as well, please?
I'm in a tree. Am I good?
You are in a tree. Petra, you don't get stuck with tiny spikes.
I love this tree so much.
Okay, you are welcome, little one. So yeah, 3 and 4. Oh, Spina, good on you. 7 points of damage, piercing damage to everybody who's on the ground.
Halved.
Halved, obviously. And yeah, Magerak,
okay.
it's your turn.
So first attack is 24 to hit.
Hits. Magerak, how do you do this?
Let's see the damage. So that's
I'm
24 points of fire damage.
Yeah, Magerak, how do you do this?
All right, I'm gonna drop the great axe of one hand and just grab its face, pull it down real close, and just go, "You and me, no one else," and just slowly steak knife through the neck.
Oh. You do that, and as you do that, the sort of the spiky tips slowly withdraw back into the mossy ground underneath you, which seems to resemble the creature very much. Yeah, and yes, congratulations. You seem to have defeated the beast. As the wyvern drops, a roar of approval comes from the edge of the tree line. A good portion of the town have scrambled out here to help bring in the Triceratops corpse, and they all just watched you bring down the wyvern. A beaming Sarah runs up and hugs Magerak once again, still dodging now. The ichor leaking out of the wyvern's head is significantly less like blood than you'd expect. But definitely still sort of nasty. She dodges neatly around that and gives you a massive hug. Wow, thank you so much. I just knew you'd be able to do this. This will make a great salad. People here will be begging for some of my greens, and I'm pretty sure you'll have that crossbow thing in the bag. She then goes to hug Kylie. Petra, if you get down from the tree, she will hug you as well. And then she looks at Isla and puts her hands out for maybe? Or do you just want the crossbow?
I will shake her hand.
She shakes your hand vigorously.
I'll give her a smile.
Beaming. Oh, wow. And I think on that note, we will leave it there, ladies, gents, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion. So, thank you, everybody, for watching and playing. Thank you to Serum for his amazing work behind the scenes. He is our rock and our hard place. Yes. Oh, wow, there we are. There's a thing from us. Check out the Kickstarter on Fool's Gold right now. It's pretty amazing stuff. The add-ons and giveaways are splendid. The stretch goals I'm really excited about. They have, let me check it right now. As of this second, they have raised, let's see, $9,922,000. $992,000, which is pretty good, from 5,120 backers, which is a heck of a lot.
Wow.
But that's in like, I think, less than a day and a half, because they've got 29 days to go and it's a month-long process. So
Holy crap.
Yeah,
Awesome.
they're doing
Wow.
really well. And let's see if we can make that even better. Well, who else do I need to thank? I need to, if you've enjoyed this, please follow and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Kickstarter. Use the link in chat. I'm sure Serum will slap it up there. I hope you agree the content that we have played with today was pretty cool. The subclasses we played with, the neat abilities and really fun. And these are only a taste of what there is in store. I also need to thank my fabulous players. Des, thank you so much for this is a different time of day for you than it is for us. So thank you for taking time out of your day to come and play. And everybody else, thank you so much for coming and playing with me as well. Mother of Bunnies particularly signed on to do this at like 3 hours notice. So thank you very much, Karen. She's already had a full day of work and then came along here for this as well.
I just wanted to share one of my favorite bits from the kind of info we got about the game, because I read this like an hour before we did this. So there's like the cursed soul curse chart, and my favorite is where is it? Okay. Whenever the victim fails a saving throw, they loudly fart or belch. If they critically fail, other creatures within 10 feet must succeed a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 round. And as
Nice.
curses go.
It's a nasty curse.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, because this is roll for damage and this is how we do things, we are going to do a quick round of favorite moments. I think we'll just do one from every player, because it's only been a one shot. We haven't got a huge amount of time to get to know these characters, but I think we can all rustle up a favorite moment. So yeah, who would like to kick us off? Who would like to say their favorite moment first?
I wrote one down.
Oh,
I would
Karen.
like to.
Oh, very well then. Shro, lead us off.
My absolute cannot top it favorite moment of the entire game tonight was poor little Petra trying to talk to the moss. No, I'm aware of the children, my moss spores, no, my baby spores. And she's like, it's fine, you're delicious, this is natural.
This is a good thing.
That was fun.
To all of us here, all we're hearing is this despondent, like unhappy screeching.
No.
And she's just going, it's fine. And we're just like,
You're a monster. You're even worse because you know I can speak.
I can't. Like that was a beautiful moment.
That was extrememely fun for me to roleplay with you. Yeah. Karen?
That was the one I had written down. So yeah, but to extend on that, I love that it kept going, and then she's talking to the tree, and it's like, oh yeah, I knocked my friend over, he's dying, and then we end up just replanting a tree casually. Somehow, I don't know how we rolled well enough to do that.
Yeah,
I think it balances out karma-wise.
This was the thing.
We hacked the screaming moss to death, but we rescued the dying tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just arbitrarily set what I thought was quite a high DC to physically manage to muscle it into space. I allow for the fact that you had a barbarian with you, but I think my favorite moment was that because I managed to I could see Isla, I could see Shro going, Isla really wouldn't do this. Isla really wouldn't help at all. But Isla also appears to be very much about efficiency. And the longer she has to wait for these idiots to not prop the tree up, the longer it takes for her to get her new crossbow. So maybe she should fucking help. And then she did.
That's the only reason she helped.
Yeah. And I could see it being puzzled through on your face.
Yeah.
As Isla had those realizations in turn of like, fine. And pokes it into place. And there we go.
Yes, the flavor of one finger just...
Why do I hang out with you guys?
Four claimers are meant to be superior creations.
Yeah. All right. Des, favorite moment?
I think my favorite moment was probably at the start when Isla tried the damn best they could to derail the entire one-shot by going on a shopping spree and about having us... I was fully ready to commit to just like, we're slaughtering this village for this small idol. I have no idea what it is, but we're doing it.
I mean, you would have been killed.
Yes.
There are so many other adventurers there who are also hunters that if you'd started causing problems, they were like, no, we're here for our beer and beef. This is Oktoberfest. Most of them are drunk. They would have weighed in. You'd have been dead within 3 rounds.
No, it would have been
a story I wanted to tell, but it's one we're happy to do.
It would have been a hell of a one-shot if we all got TPK'd picking a fight at Oktoberfest.
That's like a quarter of a shot, really.
Over just going, I was like, I'm having this, it's mine, bye. And I was like, she stole my thing.
I was so tempted to, after I picked it up and be like, I'm reclaiming this now. I was so tempted to use Arcane Gate and just leave. 500 feet.
That
Rachel, favorite moment?
Amazing.
I thought Mag had so many good fucking one-liners. It was beautiful. And I wrote, it only just happened, so I should remember it, but you and me, no one else, was just stabbing it with the knife. Fucking incredible. Loved it.
I don't have very many barbarians in my games normally. It's not a class that a lot of my players like to play with. And and I've never had a sentinel before. I was like, oh wow, that's really frustrating.
Yes.
You have to stay and fight the guy that you're really not supposed to fight. I really like that you missed that attack. I was like, I really want to stomp something that cannot actually like take being stomped. I'm really glad that you missed that. Yeah, cool. I had a couple of favorite moments. Isla'v's ow. As Kylie's helping her up, and Kylie's I really enjoyed Kylie's way to put it, the way you flavored all of your chiropractic. That was really fun for me. And yeah, Magerak had some really cool one-liners. I absolutely agree. Well, do we have any from chat? Let me just have a look. Any favorite moments from chat? Favorite moment? I saw it and then it scrolled down. Favorite moment was when I rolled max 4 in the chat, Josh, lol. Spinner, yeah, look.
I rolled that 10 to damage us. Who was that?
Newton Scan. We love Newton Scan. Newton Scan's one of my favorites.
Newton Scan does love to derail things.
Bev Totem Barbarian with a Sentinel and Polearm Master is one of the most frustrating tanks. Yeah, and one of your, well, of course, because you know, Callaghan, I'm guessing you're not a DM. Guessing you're a player. Newton Scan vanishes as fast as possible. Well, look, Madame and Monsieur, I think it's time we hit the hay now. Please go check out the Fool's Gold Kickstarter. It's freaking awesome. So many first time in chats as well. I've been seeing an awful lot of them. Welcome everybody who's been coming and checking this out. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Roll for Damage. Click that follow button and check out our stuff on our socials. It's lovely to have you here. We are going to do our sign-offs now, and then we're going to go for a raid. And I think we will raid Dead Aussie Gamer. So, who wants to begin? Let's go in the reverse order. Shro, tell us about yourself and where we can find you.
Hi everybody, I'm Shro. I had the pleasure tonight of playing the Foreclaimer. I'm nowhere near as cool as Gothy, but I did my best. You can find me pretty much in the meat space, coining the phrase from D-Rab, because I don't have a better way to say it. I will be jumping back into my streams slowly but surely, and actually getting a regular schedule for that now that I've changed my working hours.
Is this back on twitch.tv/ShrowGrill?
That is correct. So you can find me back over there on my Instagram, which is synonymous with my my being as ShrowGrill. Other than that, that's me. You can find me here on Roll for Damage in upcoming games very shortly. And don't forget, also, there is another Fool's Gold campaign running on November 6th because Nova has nothing better to do on his birthday.
We all run one-shots on our birthdays. It's kind of the law.
Yeah, I've been penciled in for one.
Alrighty, splendid. Well, Karen, tell us about yourself and where we can find you.
Hello, I am Karen. I'm a performer. I'm a writer. You can find me in chat as Mother O'Bunnies and also as the same over on Twitter. You can also follow my sexy burlesque alter ego, Miss Lola Moore, on Instagram. She will be appearing as part of the Perth International Burlesque Festival in the lovely seaside town of Geraldton on the 30th of October and at dates TBC at Fringe World as well. I am also part of the podcast There Be Dragons, which is a 5e can't speak, which is a 5e D&D podcast where I play the Dragonborn fighter Ryland Westfall, who also likes to hit things but with an axe and not with her fists.
She does like hitting things with her fists. She does that all the time.
Yeah, just I do more damage with the axe.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, we had that bar fight. That was fun. But I will also be.
The Scam was not invited to.
He's still so bitter.
He is rather.
But I will also be back on Twitch tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on Corsair's Cove, for the Humblewood of Monsters and Magic campaign, where I am playing Kesh, who apparently has to find an excuse to do drugs with Javier for reasons.
Probably. Yeah.
Chat said it, and so it must be so.
Rubbertail Fox, welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed your first time ever watching D&D. That's really exciting.
Welcome.
Glad you had fun. I hope we made it interesting for you. This was unusually combat heavy for one of my games, but I wanted to showcase the features of the classes. So it was a little less roleplay than I normally put in there. I was really trying to move things along to the fight.
Normally, Josh
alrighty.
loves it when we initiate random situations with NPCs.
I have no problem with it most of the time. And I really appreciated the number of times you managed to squeeze it in with plants. Look, if you've got no one else to talk to, right, Rachel, tell me who you are and where we can find you.
Hello, my name is Rachel Fukar. I'm a writer, actor, and creative trash at large. You can find me on various social media at Rachel Fukar because that handle is never taken. And I also wrote a book called The Rings of Mars. It is a sci-fi spy situation, shenanigans on a big spaceship. If that sounds fun to you, you should check it out. And if you do, I will go, yay, a book sale.
It's got like a 4.8 on Goodreads as well. It's actually can confirm is good book. Have read, did enjoy.
And we did not make all of those reviews, so
No, yeah,
Real
I only
people
made,
reviews.
3 of them.
they are real people.
Des, who the heck are you, and where can we find you?
I'm Des. I'm the DM over at the Eldritch Scribe. You can see that handle popping off in chat regularly. And our finale is coming up on Monday. Over 20 sessions of drama where Banished Archfey is coming back to try and make his stamp to get back into the Feywild and killing the party in the process. Hopefully 2 of them have already died to him, so they resurrected and they're really trying to kill again. So we're doing that Monday, 12 p.m. GMT +1. It's going to be a longer session for sure, and yeah, we're super excited. I don't know if the party's going to live or not yet, but I'm willing to deal with the consequences either way. It's a persistent world, so our next campaign will hopefully at least see a bit of the drama that causes whether or not they succeed.
Splendid. And Mesdames et Messieurs, Damen und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I am Josh the Pirate, and I have been your humble DM and storyteller for this evening. If you've enjoyed my face and voice tonight, find me here on Roll for Damage on Monday night, where I DM the Humblewood campaign, and on my new channel, Corsair's Cove, tomorrow night, where I DM a different Humblewood campaign, but set, and this is what's fun about it, in the same world. Contiguous events, slight time lag between one and the other, but all the same people, basically. Kesh, which Karen plays, is from the original campaign that started here on Roll for Damage 2.5 seasons ago. We are now halfway through season 1 over on Corsair's Cove and halfway through season 3 here on Roll for Damage. So there's an awful lot of backlog. If you want to go and check that out, hit up Roll for Damage's YouTube. You can find all the missed episodes there. I'm also one of the depraved minds behind Paparotica at Fringe World, and I generally infest the art scene here in Perth. Alternatively, if you like the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a bit, you can find me in the There Be Dragons podcast, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar, and his little dragon, Rush. So, once again, thank you so much to Serum. Thank you to Dingo and Felix for letting us play with their amazing content. Thank you to Nova, because he does a lot of work behind the scenes and doesn't get enough thanks. Thank you to my players for coming and playing with me once again. You're all legends and great in my books, and love you a little bit. Thanks, audience, so much. We are going to go away and raid Dead Aussie Gamer now, so stick around for that. Throw up your favorite raid emotes in chat. Tell them where you came from, and we will see you right here on Corsair's Cove on Roll for Damage. Having 2 channels is really confusing. We'll hopefully see you on Corsair's Cove tomorrow night, but if you just want to stick around and Roll for Damage, we will be back on Saturday morning with the TSA Scales Above it's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in WA. What's up? Karen, you're making a face.
Oh no, I'm just having to hold my head at a weird angle.
Okay, because there's a puppy on your lap.
There is a puppy.
So we're going to start that raid now. Take care, guys, and we will see you next time. We're just going to run a Fool's Gold ad, and then we will be off. So say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
The Fool's Gold Kickstarter! They have PDF copies, they have VTT copies, hardcover books, sexy deluxe books. Ooh, look at this amazing box and the merch. But seriously, don't just take my word for it. Come on, listen to what Sneeze has to say. Very vocal, as always. What do you have to say, Sneeze? Exactly! See? It's amazing! The campaign setting, dreamt up by the insane mind of Felix, has 4 entirely new races, 35 monsters, 8 awesome new subclasses, a massively expansive alchemy system, which allows the brewing of over 1 million potions. Jeez, what the hell, Felix? What are you trying to do to us? Anyway, if you love Sips and his wild magic, don't fret. Wild magic and curse tables are a feature here too. So you too can casually just ruin everything. So, if you want a cool new setting popularized by the charming, crazy, and charismatic Dingo Doodles, a setting where you can ride a mechanical dragon over deadly jungles, casually summon a Tarask during some karaoke, and delve ancient ruins to uncover the secrets of gods and monsters, well, what are you waiting for? Back the Kickstarter. Follow the link in the description.